Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. How is everyone today? Hopefully, everyone is doing great. Welcome to episode 2 of the Sound from Rock Bottom podcast. I am, of course, Rob, aka Rock Roberts, and I am here with my good buddies, uh, none other than TwittyStreams. You might remember him from last week, as well as with a new person. And you may remember him from long, long ago. We used to be part of the Stream Hat Mafia together. SuperBeastGN. So,
Hello.
how is everybody doing?
Oh, I'm
I'm
doing good.
doing amazing.
So, couple bit of housekeeping before we get into anything. From on my end, anyways. Oh wow, that's really loud. 1 second. So yeah, so the what's coming across this week on my end is going to really not really be much. No real major streams this upcoming week. We're gonna play it by ear, so always keep an eye out on X or Twitter or whatever you want to call it, to see what I am doing. As far as that is concerned, that's really the only housekeeping I have left. Either one of you have any housekeeping y'all need to do? Anything that y'all might want to talk about as far as your streams on when they will be coming along? Beast?
Yeah, I mean, I usually stream on Wednesdays on Twitch and YouTube, and I do Magic the Gathering content, Magic the Gathering Arena, and yeah, we just talk Magic, play Magic, have a Magic good time. We gather, we play Magic, you know. And then seldomly. I mean, I want to, I haven't, but I want to do some other things on different days. But kind of found my niche in Magic, so I usually got to stick with that.
Twitty? I know you've been streaming a lot. Are you do you have an actual schedule or is it still playing it by ear?
Well, I'm TwittyStreams. I stream 10:30 in the morning or 10:30 at night. I mean, that's 2 times that I stream. You can catch me most nights. Lately, I've been streaming in the morning. I have enough time to, so I've been doing that. Diablo 4 has been on the table. And I also just got a key for Deadhouse Sonata, so I'm gonna probably review that soon.
Cool. Let me, that might help if I turn off that stream. So the first thing that we're going to go into, our first topic for the evening, is digital versus physical. Now, last week, Twitty and I kind of touched on this a little bit, but it was mainly about games. We didn't really expand anything past that, but we're going to encompass all of mediums, if you can, this week. Games, movies, music, books, and there's more and more that we're seeing go from a from a physical standpoint into a digital. Obviously, stores now, storefronts are basically all digital. Very, very seldom will you ever go to a physical store. You can easily buy it online, get it cheaper online than you can at the actual store. So I before I give my 2 cents, because I know my 2 cents might be a little bit on a hot topic. Beast.
Yep.
Digital, physical. Which I know which one you are. I know you're physical because you're an extreme. You're a huge collector. You love your physical items. I've seen your physical collection to a degree. Have you ever thought about going digital, or is it just strictly
I'm a
physical
digital
and
boy.
why?
I'm
Really?
a digital boy now. I sold a lot of my PlayStation 4 games. I don't have a whole big collection anymore. I have maybe like 2 rows left on my shelf. I got rid of a lot of stuff when I moved to North Carolina, so I kind of like downsized and then bought a bunch of action figures. So kind of went from one physical collection to another. But normally I am a physical guy, so I like physical media. It's preserved. It's like something that'll be there forever. It can never change. But I understand digital's good too. Like the like convenience of digital is there. So I like them both, but if I had to pick one, it's probably going to be physical. Just me though.
So, yeah, Twitty, like I said, both of us touched on it last week. So go ahead and remind everybody kind of like where you stand as far as digital versus physical and whatnot. Do you see any pros and cons on either one, or?
Well, I think digital is killing collecting. I think that's kind of like what, as far as games go, and maybe like CDs and stuff. I am more of a physical copy person. I like having the physical media. I don't like somebody being able to take it away from me. Like I have a collection of DVDs, Blu-ray. I have a vinyl collection, which I have over 200 vinyl. I have, I mean, I don't really have a video game collection anymore, but I kind of like stopped that. And part of it is because like it's just not fun anymore to collect video games as much.
We talked about this last week. You know, one of the things that made collecting video games really fun was you had something that not a lot of people might have had, and it's kind of hard to, get your hands on, or it's, man, you come check out this game that I just got. You probably never seen it played before. You're not going to be able to play it anywhere else. And that's all went away now with digital. We've seen the decline of that happen with digital, where now I can't tell you how many types of copies of Final Fantasy VII there are out there digital wise, on what platforms you can buy it on now, to where back in the day, if you wanted to play Final Fantasy VII, you had to have a PS1 or PS2 or a backwards compatible PS3, but you had to have physical hardware to play Final Fantasy VII. Now it doesn't matter. I am digital. I'm all digital. I showed off my collection last week, my small actual physical collection. Just for me, it's easier. It's easier for me because, one, I play more PC than I do anything else. So like, and I know Beast, you're like me. We don't really touch consoles anymore. We don't touch PlayStations. We don't touch Xboxes. Twitty, I feel like you're kind of like in the same boat as well, where it's PC. It's a lot simpler. There's a lot more games. There's just a lot more. There's a lot better experience playing a game on PC than it is on, console. So, and you're not really going to find a system, PC system wise, with the DVD drive in it or Blu-ray drive, that, let alone games that are going to be released in some sort of physical form on PC. So it kind of forces us to go into that digital mindset, to where, all right, we have to be digital. I love collecting boxes. I remember being young and buying a box or buying a game, and I'm pretty sure both of y'all can testify to this as well. Would you go to Toys R Us, KB Toys, Walmart, Kmart, wherever you went, you bought you a new game. What were you doing on the way home? What were you doing on the way home?
Reading that box, baby. Reading that box.
Reading the box.
That's all you had to go on back then.
Go to Toys R Us.
You had to look at the box and go, this looks awesome. And then you were deceived sometimes.
Yeah.
And the box art was so cool, though. Like,
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
And then we were so disappointed when the games, like, sucked.
Yeah, I mean, it was... you open up that box, you get out that manual. Sometimes they had like a poster, like a full-fledged poster. Especially like the Nintendo ones. That was kind of cool. Uh, but yeah, I mean, obviously you're not doing that anymore. Obviously, since the downfall of physical, Twitty and I, we talked about this last week. Midnight releases don't happen anymore. Heck, now there isn't even real. They're trying to completely get away from that altogether because, why go on release day when you can pay us an additional $10 to $30 and get to play it 3 days early, which I think is total horseshit from my standpoint. But I do feel like now movies, you can still buy really good copies, good physical copies of movies. But I do find digital movies better, just because I don't have to worry about. It's the same as games. I don't have to worry about losing the disc, scratching it up, it skipping, or anything of that nature. I don't have to worry about any of that crap.
But you're just really banking that that's going to stay around, though. Like, what if that platform goes belly up?
Right. And I mean, we've seen that with like some of the Crunchyroll stuff. If I'm not mistaken, was that Crunchyroll that like they came out and they like, oh yeah, by the way, everything that you've bought on this platform is no longer valid, or certain titles are no longer valid. We have seen that, and that's kind of where I was going to get to.
Print. That's in the fine print, though.
Yeah, that's kind of.
Yeah,
well, it is now.
It's a license.
Yeah, now, it's a license.
You don't own
now.
it. You're just borrowing it.
Well,
yeah, you have a license for it.
With that being said, everything is a license now, even physical games, because that was always everyone's like, well, you have the physical game, it's just a lot easier, you can go pick it up, you don't have to do this like 3-hour download of the game, and there for a bit they were right, but now no, because you get home, you're still installing that game onto your hard drive. Basically that disc is just a key. Is basically all that disc is.
Thanks, Nintendo.
Yeah, I will say this though. During the last hurricane, though, that I was through, physical saved my life, man. Video, movies, and games. Without that, I would have went crazy.
Oh yeah,
and that's why it's good to have them.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I mean, my entire life here in my apartment, mine and Heather's life in our apartment. If the internet goes out, we're screwed because we don't have cable. Well, Heather reads. She reads a lot, and I mean, I probably have invested $1,000 or plus just by myself in her reading. So she has physical books. I got physical books. I got just got The Hobbit the other day, and from Amazon I got this is something that you might like, Beast. I got the Turtles Adventures from the 1989, I believe it is, comic. Nice. I love this. I love this comic. I grew up on that comic. Read it many, many times. It's not the complete edition because if anyone that remembers that comic remembers that it came with an actual audio tape that you would play in a tape player, and it would actually read the comic for you.
Books on tape.
Yeah, books on tape. It didn't come with that, and I was totally fine with it because I never used the tape anyways. I always used I just read it straight up. So, I mean, we have books, so you do have that. But besides that, all of our main entertainment, TV, games, other than our cell phones, I mean, I got unlimited data, so that's not a big deal on me, but all that's hooked into some sort of online aspect, some sort of digital aspect. And if the internet goes out, we've lost, that connection to those digital services. Mm-hmm. That part sucks. Especially like you said, when you went through the hurricane, when we had that huge hurricane, I think it was like last year, or maybe the year prior, that luckily for me, where I'm at, it just stopped a couple of towns north of me. We didn't really get hit with it, but I knew people that did. Um, it kind of put like some stuff in perspective because not only, talk kind of getting away from, the physical versus digital topic. Everybody, when something like that happens, you're cut off from anyone that's in that. Like, I couldn't get in touch with any of my friends that was in Georgia because of that hurricane. Anyone that was from Kentucky or anything of that nature, because everything was down that used any sort of digital or wireless service. So that part did suck. But back on topic with the digital and physical. The one thing that I will go for is if you are a huge person with physical because you want to own your own titles, you want to own your own games, so you're really hesitant on going digital, you have Good O Games. I love Good O Games. Do either one of y'all use Good O Games? I would assume at least Beast would.
I do have a few games on there, but I don't really like. Steam is my main thing for games. My main storefront.
I have some stuff on GOG.
Yeah, same here.
I like it. You actually own it.
Yeah, I don't have a lot of stuff on GOG, but I do have some. In fact, for those that don't know, and since you're actually playing D4 right now, the original Diablo and the original Diablo 2, you could not buy digital from Blizzard for the longest time. If you wanted that game, you had to go through GOG, and Blizzard actually, when you would go to their online store to try to buy it online, they would give you the link to go to the GOG store and like, hey, we don't support this anymore, but it is completely DRM free over here, which I thought that was a really cool move on their part. For me, it's just easier digital. I have my entire library right then and there. Touch of a button, bada bing, bada boom. It is there. I can play it as long as I have it downloaded and updated. Oh my God, sometimes those Steam updates, they're killer.
Sometimes it's really better just to uninstall the game and reinstall.
Yeah,
it is. I forgot what game it was that Beast and I was going to try to play. I think it might have been Halo a while back. Me and you were going to try to play Halo. No, Gears of War is what it was. I remember it was
Gears of War. Gears 5.
And mine would not update for it would just keep getting hung. So yeah, I ended up and I thought it was because I had it on the Microsoft store. So I went out and I bought it on Steam that day. And I told Beast, because he was streaming, I'm like, hey dude, I'm rebuying this game so I can play it with you. I think we maybe got like 2 or 3 matches together. That was about it.
I don't. Did we even play?
I think, like I said, we got like 2 or 3 matches and that was it. It was like towards the end of your stream. I don't remember. All I remember was the Xavier Woods skin. That's all I remember.
Oh.
But, that's one of the good things about digital is, well, yes, you are limited to what storefront you buy it on, just like you're limited to what console you buy it on. If I'm having issues out of this PC, I have another PC I can boot it up. And all my save files are automatically in the cloud. I don't have to pay anything extra for it. Anything physical, because PC doesn't take physical. If I have a physical disc like on PS5 or Xbox, I have to be subscribed to their online service. 1, to play online games, and 2, for cloud saves, which I think is ridiculous. Like, it's 2026. Why are we still paying for all this? Like, no. To me, it's just
people
stupid.
will pay for it. That's why.
But DRM. Let's get to the topic of DRM real fast. PlayStation has come out with their new 30-day rule, which is if you don't log into their services every 30 days, you lose access to your games, to your digital games, until you sign back in, which is poor, which is, that's the norm. If you don't log in, you lose access. And everyone blew it up like, oh my gosh, they're taking away our games. That's always been the rule, except
To be fair, you don't have to be online all the time. You just have to log in every 30 days.
Right. Which,
so it's not like as bad as people make it out to be, but it's still like kind of annoying.
Yeah, I do feel like that. And even though Microsoft hasn't come out and done it, and they've had a lot of goodwill, or at least good press as of late, with some of their moves that they're doing, such as like lowering Game Pass, taking COD off of Game Pass, and making Game Pass, a la carte, as you get to kind of pick what you want in your Game Pass. They were trying to do the same thing. 2013.
They were the first ones.
Yeah, 2013 was, with Xbox One. Yeah. And people don't like being locked into having to do something.
People don't like being told what's going on. That's what it is.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the same thing. Like it's like you said, it's always been the thing, but now they're telling us about it.
Yeah. I mean, the workaround was game share. So if it was, as long as it's your home console, then you didn't have to be online at all. But if there's any bugs or issues with said game, you're going to have to download a patch. Guess how you're going to download the patch? You got to log online. It forces you to sign in to download the patch to update the game so you can have a better playing experience. Because how many games come out that are flawless? Hardly any, especially AAA. I mean, I don't know one game that I have played that hasn't had some sort of patch as of late.
Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Well, I don't play Final Fantasy Remake, so
well,
I haven't.
What I'm saying, when I bought that game, that was the only game I ever bought where it didn't have a day one patch. Like I put it in, there was no download. There might be a download since then, but when I first bought it, there wasn't like a day one patch, and I'm like, oh wow, that's different.
Yeah. Back in the day, it wasn't different. Back in the day, nothing had a a day one patch, and that right there kind of
Sonic the Hedgehog 3. Sonic and Knuckles was DLC.
It was DLC. Except, well, yes, but no. Like the concept was DLC, but it wasn't really DLC because you didn't really download it.
The problem back then, though, was games came out unfinished and they were horrible.
Yeah.
Look at Cheetah Men.
No.
Oh God.
It was broken until they repressed it.
Yeah. Perfect example. Beast, you should know this. No Mercy for the N64.
Oh God.
It had a glitch where.
Yep, I had the glitch.
I had multiple copies that had the glitches in it, where you would play for a certain amount of time.
A
lot of money now.
Oh my God! If you
have
play
a game with a glitch, it's worth a lot of money.
So for those that don't know about the glitch, you'd make your character and you'd start in the storyline path.
Oh yeah.
And storyline was amazing. I loved their story mode. You'd get probably maybe 10% into the story mode, 15 max, and all of a sudden your character's like it's nothing. You don't have a character anymore. I think you're playing with like Stevie Richards or something.
Generic create a character in your underwear.
Yeah. And everything that you've done, all your unlocks, everything is gone. And
now I had a workaround. I saved my character's memory, but still didn't save your story progression.
No, it did not. Yeah, because I did that same thing. Because I had read about that, like, hey, just put it on your memory card to save everything. So I did, but my progress still got lost.
Your progress wasn't saved, but you still had your characters at least.
Yeah. So hopefully you could take your characters to a friend's house who actually had a working copy. Another game, WrestleMania 21, was full of glitches, and eventually you had to.
The game was terrible too.
I didn't mind the game. I did take it back. Good. I did take it back like 2 or 3 times. I might do this to GameStop. I was like, man, I don't know what's wrong with this game. I don't remember what the glitches were, but it was something really bad, like game breaking. Like I couldn't progress to a certain point, and I'm like, it's just not working. and they thought I just had I was getting bad copies, or I just was trying to scam, and then 2 weeks later, oh yeah, it's glitched. We're doing a recall. I'm like, or if I don't think you can actually, I don't think they ever came out with a fix. What they came out with was a patch that you would have to be on Xbox Live to fix your game. Now you can't, you can't, and we're going to actually get into stuff like that here in a little bit.
See, I don't mind day one patches and stuff. What I get pissed off about is when I buy a game off Steam and it does not work until I get a community patch. Like, why the fuck should I have to download a community patch?
Why are these people doing the job of the companies that should be doing their job?
Well, while we're, we got about 15 more minutes while we're talking about digital versus physical. Digital thing, especially with MMOs, are notorious for this. And when it comes to Steam, I hate it. I don't understand why Steam allows it. I think it's pathetic. We see it with MMOs all the time. WoW isn't on Steam. WoW has its own launcher through Blizzard. But we do see it with ESO, Final Fantasy.
Where you buy it on Steam and there's another launcher.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. And then but you don't install the game through Steam. You just install the launcher through Steam. So you're still installing the game, but through the launcher. So Steam is logging in, hey, you've spent 5 hours on this game already. I'm sorry, you don't get a refund. I didn't spend 5 hours in the game. I spent 5 hours on the launcher downloading the game that's broken. I think Steam needs to do something to fix that. That is horrible. There's no reason why.
I'm actually shocked I got my refund for Ashes of Creation. They gave it to me finally. I did it 3 times.
Like I said, I don't mind. I don't mind when game breaks, you get your refund. That's what should happen. Ashes from Creation was a horrible thing. I believe the premise seemed cool. It really did. And I watched a lot of people stream it. It seemed really cool. But I was going to buy it during Christmas. And I couldn't pull the trigger on it. Something told me not to pull the trigger on it, and I'm glad I didn't. Something just was weird about it. Just how everyone that had the game prior to it coming out on Steam was giving it bad reviews. Like, it's a good game, but it is not ready for this. It's not in a good state for Steam right now. It was
released broken.
Yeah.
They released it broken so they could say that they fulfilled their promise to release the game. So they were obligated to give the money back that they got for the game from the Kickstarter. Like that was the whole thing behind that. The guy that owned it, he made bad deals, took money out, loans out on the company, completely destroyed it. It sucks because it looked like it was going to be a good game. I was excited for it. Bought it literally the next week after I bought it, the company went out of business.
What game was it, Beast, that you were playing that was like an MMO type deal that completely was bricked or messed up your computer? What was it? Phantasy Star, New Genesis, or something like that?
Phantasy Star? No, Phantasy Star was there one that did it to me?
I think there was, because I remember you were like, "Don't buy this game; it will mess up your
bricking computers."
It wasn't New World. I don't remember.
What's the Viking one?
Valheim? Yeah.
Was that what you're talking about? Like when it messed up my save file?
No, this one actually messed up this was years and years and years ago, but I want to say it was like a Phantasy Star game or something along those lines. Sword Art Online. Something of that nature. I don't remember what it was. I was hoping maybe you could remember it. But yeah, even that right there, the Viking game, um, is that still in early access? I mean, there's so many
I have
games
no
that
idea.
there,
I actually played it
there's
last year.
there's so many games that come out, um, that is that comes out on early access, and they get.
Yeah, it's still considered early access.
Yeah, I'm looking at the store page right now for it. I mean, uh, yeah, early access game, and this game's been out for how many years now? It came out February 2020, February 2nd, 2021. That's 5 years ago. So why in 5 years you're going to tell me that your game is still in early access? And that is an issue that we have with digital games that we don't really get with physical games, because you don't really get an early access physical game. Um, you still get games that are on physical disc that have to be connected to a server, and if the server goes down, you're SOL. We've seen that countless times with like Anthem, um, almost any
Cyberpunk.
live cyber, any sort of live
Beast's
service
review is
game.
funny.
What's that?
Your review is funny as fuck.
For what, Cyberpunk?
No, for Valheim.
Oh, oh, oh yeah, funny Steam
Watching
reviews.
the Steam
Oh,
frame
good.
counter is great fun in this game.
Yeah, I
I
like to think
I
reviews
miss
like that.
those. I miss it. I actually went back and I started looking at some of them the other day. Honestly, after Twitty and I got he was streaming, and
They're still up on TikTok.
Yep. Well, he was streaming, and we were going back and forth on some of the old what some of us were doing. We were part of SHM or SMH or SHM, yeah, Streamhead Mafia. You were doing two things. You were doing be a real game, or actually three. Be a real gamer, funny Steam reviews, and I can't remember the other thing. DG was doing the GTA fails, and then the car fails. I can't remember what software that was. And then now he's doing React videos. And I was just doing COD clips because that's all I knew how to play, because I sucked. But yeah, I miss those. Those were funny. But I mean, even with physical games, one of the things that everyone wants to go on is like, hey, I have this game. I don't have to worry about the servers being ever, I don't have to worry about not being able to play. You kind of do, because even if you have the physical game, if it has to connect to a server to play, that physical game isn't really going to matter anymore, because if the servers go down, what are you going to do with it?
And that's why Destiny 1 is only like 25 cents at GameStop.
But if you were to buy it physical, I kid you not, if you were to buy this physical Destiny, or not just physical, but digital on the PlayStation for PS4, it is to buy the entire collection. It is still $60, unless you get lucky
Yeah.
and buy it on sale for 20, which is what I was able to do. I don't mind, like I said, I don't mind digital. I don't mind physical. I don't have the room for physical.
That's the big problem with physical, isn't it?
Yeah.
I just think physical's pointless now because it's just a key code most of the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For PC, it always was, wasn't it? Like, oh no, not really. Like, there was a lot of
No.
PC games that were
Yeah.
actually working.
Yeah. Like, I remember
But you
World
still
of
had to have the code
Warcraft.
to make it work.
Yeah, like World of Warcraft was like 4 disc, I think, originally, or
Yeah.
something like that. 4 CDs.
What was it?
Doom.
Diablo 2 was like 3.
Yeah, like
It was
This is
2
this is
and
why
then the Lord of
PlayStation 4.
Destruction.
This is why PlayStation 4 is my last console. It's all the same as PC now. Why not just
Yeah.
have a PC?
Well, that's the way it's going. Everything
Yeah.
has to be an at-home personal computer
Yeah.
almost at this point.
everything's basically being ran on the same architecture. Like,
Yeah.
When somebody came out, I don't remember who said it. I want to say it was someone from Microsoft came out and said, they're not really worried about first party games because they don't feel like that's what's going to get you to buy their system. Them allowing you to have a better experience on their system is what's going to make you want to buy their system. And I see the point. I honestly see the point in that because I love like the OG Xbox 360 UI. I thought that was beautiful. I've never been a fan of the PlayStation UI from PS3 onwards. Never been a fan of their UI. So I'm going to buy a system whose UI I like better. You know, if you're going to release the same, you know, problem.
You remember
also,
when they actually used to give you something when you bought the system? Like, yeah, buy this PlayStation. It has a Blu-ray player in it.
Oh yeah.
Now it's like we took the disc drive out.
Yeah.
My PS5 actually still has the Blu-ray drive in it. I still have the 4K drive in it. So
and it was about as cheap, if not cheaper, than to buy a Blu-ray player.
Yeah, I mean, I got my PS3 right here. I got this bad boy up and working. Actually, I have it up and working now. So I actually was
play some Digital Devil Saga.
But
they're just selling you a PC now. Like the price has gone up. Like it used to be like, okay, PC consoles are easier. They're $500. You know, like that was the going price for a long time. Sometimes cheaper.
Yeah. Plug and play.
So now it's like it's like $900, $800, whatever. Like you might as well just buy a low end PC at that point.
Yeah,
upgrade, there's no difference now.
At least you can keep it and you can upgrade it, you know?
Yeah, exactly. You can upgrade little by little. You don't have to buy a whole new system.
Well, that like your upgrades are probably going to be the same price as the new as the new console. I mean, especially with RAM and graphics cards.
RAM is a different story right now.
yeah. Well, I mean, but you get your point is very much true though.
Yeah, I just got a new graphics card. I got a new 5070. I didn't have to upgrade. I just felt like upgrading. My 2070 Super still works just fine, and I can still play new games with it. You know. So I didn't have to. I just decided to. But that's the thing. I've had this computer for like almost 10 years now.
Right.
So
I went to go.
I think it's just better.
I went to go pull my 2070 out of underneath the desk. I'm like, oh yeah, it's in the living room right now. I mean, I have a 5070 in my PC. I have a 5070. I have an i9. I have a 4060 Ti in my mini PC that's in the living room right now.
5070 goes burr. It really does.
Oh God, it
warms
does.
up the room.
Oh yes, it does so much. But I mean, I got an i9 10900K. I have 32 gigs of DDR4, 3200 megahertz RAM.
Ooh, you're rich.
I know, right? But I mean, I'm like you, Beast. I built this PC like 6-7 years ago. So, you know, I've been able to slowly upgrade at the time when it was feasible to upgrade my system.
Right.
And, you know, which is kind of what we're going to get into here, you know, after the break, which is which way is it to, you know, what's the best way to play retro games, you know, original hardware or
OG hardware
or emulator. And I feel like there's two sides to that. I really do.
There is.
Because I can make an argument for both. But
well, I say OG hardware is the best way to play, but I love emulation because it doesn't let games die. Like there's a lot of games that could have almost died, but they didn't.
You know, 2-3 years ago, what B said was completely right. You know, to upgrade one part might have cost the same as depending on what you were upgrading. Like if you wanted a top tier graphics card, yeah, you're going to be paying a crap load of money, and you might end up having to pay a little bit more than what you would with a base, you know, PS5, Xbox Series system or whatnot. But you were still able to do so much more with that PC than just play the games, you know. Whereas they've tried to make consoles, multifunctional systems. Like, oh yeah, you can stream on here now. Streaming sucks on it.
Yeah, streaming sucks on consoles
Yeah, I mean,
compared to what you can do on a PC.
yeah, I mean, if that's your only
Yeah.
choice, okay, that's your only choice.
Right.
No issue there. There are
Sure, it's still limited.
workarounds. Yeah, there are workarounds. Which, if you want to, anybody that wants to give me a whisper on, or hit me up on Twitter, I can tell you what to go do. I think it's called like Lightspeed or something like that, or something of that nature. Lightstream, that's it. Lightstream allows you to have like the OBS overlays and whatnot that you set up and you actually stream from your console. It's really cool. You gotta pay for it, but it's really cool. But yeah, we're actually going to get into that here in in 2 minutes, because we are about to go to break here in about 30 seconds or whatnot. So everybody, please stick around. We're having a blast. I know I am. I'm pretty sure these guys are. So stick around and
half mass.
Oh yeah, half mass. Put the go ahead and pull up the pirate.
Yeah.
Pull up the pirate flag. So, all right, guys, we will be right back. Hold on. All right, folks, we are back. We are back. So, once again, I am here with none other than SuperBeastGN and TwittyStreams. if y'all want to go ahead and drop your links in chat or just say them out loud on where they can find you at as far as streaming wise, go ahead and get that promotion out of the way again. Go ahead, Beast.
At MTGonthePlay on most social medias, Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it. YouTube at MTGonthePlay. Also at SuperBeastGN, I have another Twitter for my main channel where I play mostly Halo. But my main channel, I say my main channel, but my better stuff is Magic the Gathering.
Miss the Metroidvanias.
I miss them too. I love them.
Twitty? Obviously, if they're watching
streams, TwittyStreams, everything. That's where you find me. Pornhub. No, I'm kidding.
On the hub. Oh my gosh. I remember, Beast, do you remember when you had like that joke, your OnlyFans, and it like, if someone went looking for your OnlyFans, it popped up like, never let you go, or it was, you got Rickrolled if you looked up your OnlyFans? Because you had like a link for, it was a fake link. And if anyone clicked on it, it took them to like OnlyFans or something like that. Uh-oh. Looks like Discord, looks like we were having issues with Discord. Hold on. Getting everybody back, hopefully. Yep, I know. Hold on. All right,
He's
hopefully I
back.
am back. Yeah, I am back.
The host is back.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, all of a
Stop
sudden,
saying obscene things.
Yeah, Discord kind of just went, no, I don't like it. All right, let me see.
I
If
do not like what you're doing.
Yeah, you're not playing it right. All right, let's see if I can get you back where it needs to be. Anyways, yeah, I do remember some of the jokes that we played back in the day. Yeah, well, it's just not working, so I guess that's what it is. Anyways, so as we were talking about prior, we were talking about retro games and the best way to stream them or best way to play them. Anyways, Twitty, what your end, what do you think? You said original hardware. So why do you think original hardware?
I mean, there's just certain things that you can't play on PC. Like certain Microsoft, like Xbox games don't work. You have problems with emulation still. It's not perfect, you know? So nothing beats the old OG hardware. I mean, you could have it jailbroken to have everything on it. That's fine. But like old OG hardware is where it's at. I do appreciate that emulation has saved games to where you can still play them. I do appreciate that I can play really old games, no problem.
Yeah, so original hardware is always going to be for me the best way. It's the smoothest way to play old games. With emulators, you're always going to get some kind of input lag. Even if you don't notice it, you're still getting it. It's still there. But yeah, original hardware is the best way. But emulators do some things that original hardware can't. Like rewind feature if you want to go that route, save states, stuff like that. But it's they both have their pros and cons. Original hardware, you're stuck with original hardware, like you're kind of bound to that hardware. But emulators have, like I said, they have some things that original hardware can't do, and I appreciate that as well. But I think the smoothest, best way to play is going to be original hardware.
Here's my issue with when it comes to playing retro games. I would like to play it on original hardware, but to buy original hardware, especially like if you go all the way back to like NES, Super NES, those systems are not in the best of shapes. their old
No.
systems.
But they could remake them. They did it with the N64.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, are we? But are people really like clamming to have? Hey, let's go all the way back and get. I mean, granted, we saw something with like Atari and whatnot, but we don't. You don't hear people saying, "Hey, I want a new N64 or anything of that nature."
They make those like 3 or 4-in-1 consoles.
Yeah, they have to, if they're gonna do that, it has to be like a multi-console thing, like, because Sega came out with that one, like the mini Sega, where you could actually put cartridges in, but it had built-in games too. And that's cool, but like, we're not like we all say like, oh, they could remake them, but we're never gonna buy them. We don't care enough,
No.
like we care, but we don't. We're not gonna spend like $80 on a fucking N64.
No. Even if you are
The N64 is more than that because it does 4K. But yeah.
Oh yeah.
yeah. Well, I mean, and that's my next thing is like, I am for emulation more than original hardware because I think original hardware 9 times out of 10 is a ticking time bomb. Because your caps are going to break. Unless you are very well versed with the minute details of the inner workings of whatever system it is, you're going to be up shit's creek because something's going to break. You're not going to have any idea what's wrong with it. And you're going to be spending the next 30, 45 minutes just looking at a YouTube video, hoping that whatever they're telling you is the case. And then you look at it and you're like, oh crap, I don't even have the same, version that they were messing with. Emulation, you don't have that issue. Emulation, I can run it at a better speed. That's the reason why when you look at speedrunners, they play on original hardware because it eliminates the ability like, oh, well, he played it, he was getting 100 frames per second or he was getting 60 frames per second when the system itself was only outputting 30 or 50. So, and that I am completely okay with if you're speedrunning because it's a fair level playing field on that. I just find emulation better because I can play it and I can adjust things to work better for me. Because I mean, if I buy a system, and if I'm lucky the system's not busted, who's to say the game that I buy isn't busted as well? And if you're a game collector,
but I'm a sucker for nostalgia.
Yeah, and if you're a game,
I love that, having the old OG controller, popping the disc tray, putting the game in. When you had to blow in cartridges, technically you're not supposed to blow in cartridges, but we all know you do.
We don't care what anybody says. We're blowing in those cartridges, man.
Oh yeah.
You can tell me it's wrong all you want, but
I don't care.
It works. It works. That's all that matters is that it works. Yeah, I mean, but I don't have to worry about that with emulation. I don't, and I agree with you, Twitty. I agree with you 100%. Like, there is nothing like that anxiety drip of you staring at your TV screen, hoping you get that PlayStation logo, hoping that it actually pops up on an OG PS1. I can't tell you how many times I played, WWF SmackDown 2, and I'm just hoping it works. I'm just hoping, and if it doesn't work, shit. Let me pull out. Let me look in this. Try this home remedy that I heard at school and the clear scratch disc, hoping that's it. Oh shit, it's the eye, it's the lens, But I mean, it's that stuff that you don't have to do now with emulation. But I do miss a lot of stuff that I don't. Another thing I like about emulation is that there's a lot of games that you're just not going to find, and if you do find,
right,
you're spending $300 for.
Oh yeah, I'm trying to play Little Samson right now on original hardware. That's crazy. $800.
Yeah, the
game,
Dot
maybe
Hack
even
series on PS2 is really expensive.
more. Yeah.
And I mean, so then we get into I don't like this. I absolutely hate this. Some people love it. I hate chopping up retro systems to mod them out. So you no longer have to, it just reads the ROMs at that point. It puts out 4K or, you're running SD. Now it's running HD. You have HDMI output now. If you're going to run original hardware, run original hardware. You know what I mean? And if that's what you like, fine. I personally don't. I think I don't like modern systems to that degree to where you're destroying
Some
the
people, it's a
system.
passion, though, you know?
Yeah.
It's some people, it's like a hobby of theirs. It's like something they want to do. It's like something they're passionate about. So, I mean, I get it.
Oh yeah. I get it too. So
Sucker for nostalgia. That's what I'm saying, man. Like, the smell takes you back.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
100%.
I mean, I love watching Zach builds where he'll either he'll take apart a system and put it in a new case or something like that, or he'll mod or what's it Nacho Productions, Macho Nacho Productions, where they'll go in and they'll actually install mods to game systems, like retro game systems, to make them play better, to make the games play better, or you don't need the actual disc anymore, you just need the ROM. And I like watching that, and I understand the community around that, just to tinker, to see what you can do, how to push a system to its limits and beyond what, Nintendo thought the N64 could do, or what Sony thought the PS2 could do. I understand that
There ain't no
scene.
fixing the PS2.
I understand that, and I understand that, that entire community. For me, I don't like that. If you're going to go that route, there are ways to do that without completely, taking a Grimmel to the back of your PS1 or to your Super NES or something like that. For example, you have game cartridges that allow you to insert SD cards. So you can read the SD, so it reads the SD card and read the ROM file, and you're still playing with original hardware. If you're going to stream it, I honestly believe emulation is the best way to stream it.
Oh, yeah. 100%. Because, well, yeah, I agree with that, because it is a pain in the ass to get these old consoles to work with any kind of like upscaler or
Yeah.
like if you're not doing the upscale thing like specifically, there are like devices that like you could plug in AV cables into a like an HDMI, but it looks stretched, like the video looks stretched, and it's like ugly, and I don't know, it's just, you don't get that 4x3. You're getting like this big old like 16x9 stretched weird Final Fantasy Tactics.
Yeah. I don't, and you're right, it looks weird. With emulation, it doesn't look weird. And also, like, Twitty, I don't know, do you ever play randos by any chance? Or do you just play games as they're naturally programmed?
I haven't really gotten into it as much, no, but I mean, I have in the past.
I know
you can play
Beast
randos
has.
on original console.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can play randos on original console. And that's what I was. You have because I think that's what like Grand Pooh Bear he does. He plays
does it too. He plays on original hardware with an SD to SNES.
Yep.
Super Metroid randomizers.
Yeah. For me, I play. I haven't played a rando in years. The only randos I ever played was Link to the Past randos, but. For me, playing it on emulation was so much better because I was able to, and I know you can, I just don't know the workaround to do it. But I used to use like their tracking software it was easier to just connect to the emulator that I was using to run the rando. And you don't really get that with original hardware, or if you do, it's just a lot extra steps, and you just pray that one little thing hasn't screwed it up. I can't tell you how many times I would be playing something and then it's time to stream, and there's Beast or DG waiting on me to boot up my stream, and I'm like, hey guys, sorry, I'm having technical difficulties here, and they're like, again? I'm like, yeah, everything was working fine like 5 minutes ago. I don't know what's happened. And to try to stream off of original hardware, something like a rando, and have everything still work the same way, it's just a lot of extra headaches that I don't want to do. I don't want to be a part of. Twitty, you said that you don't really play any randos. What do you do play as far as retro games?
About everything. What was the last thing I played? I was playing Breath of Fire, and then I was playing Dreamcast, but Sega GT 2002.
Ooh,
That's what I was playing.
good game.
Oh, great game. That's like one of my favorite racing games.
Now, are you playing it on original hardware?
And no, I'm not, and I wish I was, because it is a little bit there is a little bit of a lag and like a frame drop.
Yeah, and that's something that you come across with emulation. Like, the sound might be off, or there might be a little bit of input lag. Somebody just got banned. Anyways, so yeah, I mean, that is something that sucks with emulation. That whenever you play, the audio might not be 100%. There might be a little bit of lag or something of that nature. Beast, I know I know you were playing like a lot of Magic the Gathering and stuff like that. Are you playing anything retro wise outside of that or Halo? Because I always see your stuff on Facebook.
Yeah, no, I just got done playing the Castlevania collection, trying to just 100% achievement those. Obviously, it is more of an emulation thing because they're on Steam, and they are, I guess, emulated in a way. But other than that, not really. I mean, I just sometimes when I'm sometimes when I'm uploading videos, I'll play like Axiom Verge Randomizer, which is not technically retro, but it is retro style.
What system would either one of you say is the cutoff for retro?
I mean, it depends on what you consider retro. Like, retro, I think normally is considered like 20 years old. So,
but,
like,
yeah,
right
I was
now,
gonna say, I think like PS3 and 4.
Like Resident Evil 5 is retro now. But I think retro started, I think like there's a new meaning for retro. Like, retro is like retroactive, right? But I think when people say retro, they mean like retro looking games, pixel games and stuff.
Yeah,
So
that
Mario
is the new
Brothers.
thing that's coming. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the retro style, the retro art style.
Yeah. But technically, like, yeah, PS3 is retro.
Yeah, I mean,
Technically.
PS3, Xbox 360, both came out in 2005, 2005, 2006. So,
20
I mean,
years
they're
ago.
both 20 years ago. Would you consider the Xbox One and PS4 retro systems? I mean, they've both been out for almost 15 years.
Yeah.
No.
I mean, it's weird to say, but I wouldn't consider them retro yet.
They're getting there.
So, do you see a difference? Just, we're going to circle back to games. Do you see a difference between what is retro and what is vintage? Is there a difference, or is everything one or the other? Is the term interchangeable, I guess, is what I'm trying to say, or trying to ask.
I think they're interchangeable, but like I would like to consider
No.
vintage. Vintage is
kinda
something
makes me
my
think of, like,
grandmother would have.
yeah, or like I kind of think like vintage would be like the physical.
Yeah.
So
Like,
Yeah.
it'd be vintage if like you had the Super Nintendo game with the box, with the manual.
Okay. Yeah, I agree with that.
all right, so circles back to gaming. What systems would you consider vintage then?
Atari.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I mean,
In my head, it's always going to be like, I don't know, Super Nintendo, Nintendo.
I mean, technically those are retro consoles though, but like, yeah, I mean they're vintage.
I see.
I think it
So-
just depends on what term you want to use. To be honest.
I think if you don't want to feel old, they're interchangeable. They're not interchangeable because whenever you think vintage, you're thinking, 1960s, 1970s.
Famicom.
Yeah, you're thinking about those type of systems. But then when you
The
get down to
Commodore.
when you get down to the nitty gritty of it, I, like you said, Twitty, like the Commodore, those type of systems from back during those days, late 70s, early 80s. When I think of vintage, that's what I think of. When I think of retro, I think of NES, Super NES, N64, PS1, and for me, PS1. And this is just because of my age. I don't like to think about PS2 and Xbox being, or even Xbox 360, PS3 being part of that retro community. And Wii, I don't want to think about the Wii being part of that either. But that's just because I don't want to feel old.
Yeah.
But
Can we just agree that the PS1 is the greatest console of all time?
Yes.
I don't know if it's the greatest.
My favorite is Dreamcast, but I will say that
Yeah.
I think the PS1 is
Dreamcast,
yes. I
I
think
think PS1 was like a revolution that changed the gaming industry.
yes.
Oh, yeah.
Sega was on the forefront of it, and they kind of
They were ahead of their
like,
time.
Yeah, they were
They
ahead
were
of their
very
time.
much so. Very much so. And I 100% agree with that. I think Sega's biggest issue was that they was ahead of its time, and no one knew what to do with the technology.
Bro,
I-
you play Madden? If you play Madden now, like think about Madden, like football games on the Dreamcast. You had the VMU that you can pick your plays on.
Oh God,
You be playing with three other players on the couch. They could not see your plays. They could not see your possible plays. Like I
Yep.
thought that was revolutionary, but they were
Yep.
just ahead of their time.
Too far ahead. And like all like the online stuff for Dreamcast was
Yeah.
crazy compared to like everything else.
If that came
Oh,
out
yeah.
now, they'd be cooking.
Oh yeah. I love the Dreamcast. Dreamcast to me is probably my favorite system. And if it's
It's one of
at
mine.
least if not in the top 3.
Phantasy Star Online, Sonic Adventure, Resident Evil Code Veronica.
Yeah, and that
greatest
was the
Resident
best
Evil of
way to
all time.
play it was
Yes.
on Dreamcast.
If you're a big football fan, NFL 2K,
Okay.
yeah,
NFL
oh god,
Blitz.
oh my
Brother,
god, such-
I am not a sports fan. I am not a sports fan, but NFL 2K was freaking awesome.
2K and 2K1. Oh my god,
2K1,
so good. There were such great
I went
games.
to Circuit City. I went to Circuit City on Black Friday. I got a Dreamcast for like, I think it was like $80, and it came with NFL 2K1, MLB 2K1, and was it NBA 2K1 as well. And man, my life changed.
I think when I got
Games.
mine came with Sega GT.
Sega GT, and was it the combo?
It might have been.
Jet Set Radio?
Yeah. Well, that's for Xbox.
Oh,
No,
is
it came
for
out-
The
Xbox, my bad.
Dreamcast, I think it was just the Sega GT that came with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're right.
I didn't buy mine new. I bought mine at a pawn shop because I didn't have any money. We were poor.
Nothing wrong with that, man.
No.
That's how I got my
No.
first Super
Yeah.
Nintendo.
That's how I got my. That's I did not buy my first system that I bought brand new was no, I take it back because I bought my original Xbox brand new. And every system basically from that point forward I bought brand new. But as a teenager, I'm working and I'm just saving up, and it was just easier to buy it from a pawn shop than buying it brand new. But I remember NFL 2K. That was my main game. That and Crazy Taxi, just because of the soundtrack. The soundtrack was amazing on Crazy Taxi. Gameplay was boring. Like, it got boring really fast. But just the gameplay, but just the soundtrack was just amazing on it.
I don't know.
Crazy Taxi.
Yeah, Crazy Taxi. I love arcade games though, so like I was a sucker for that game.
Dreamcast was the way to play arcade at home.
But they did not do any favors for wrestling games. God, their wrestling library sucked.
No.
Their wrestling library
Royal Rumble for Dreamcast was awful.
It was pitiful.
In a time where people wanted No Mercy, games like No Mercy, they gave you like some arcade style game, and it was like people were like, "Nope, no, thank you."
I wanted No Mercy with some of the stuff from SmackDown 2 in one game, because No Mercy was just amazing. WWF WrestleMania 2000, where you could customize your own championships, was crazy also. But I don't like to think of those systems as being retro. But they are. And I don't. Yeah, and like I said, but if we're going to consider like the Xbox 360 retro, and we're going to, I think that we need to think of, and if we're going to have two different terms, retro and vintage, I do think the original NES needs to be put in that vintage category, just because it was released in 85?
I just kind of look at vintage as anything my grandfather could have played.
Yeah.
Let me see. When was the NES released?
It's 86. What? No, was it 86 or 85?
Nope.
It was 85.
Nope. It was released in Japan as the Famicom July 15th, 1983.
Well, yeah, that's different though.
And then it came here by like 85 probably.
Yep. October 8th. All right. And then it made its way to North America on October 18th, 1985, launching in New York test markets before a nationwide rollout in September of 86.
The Famicom was fundamentally different than the NES. It played similar games, but the console itself was different. It had like built-in. I think the controllers were built in, and I think one of the controllers had a microphone on it. For I guess it's actually used in Legend of Zelda.
Oh, really?
Cool. The original Legend of Zelda for the Pulse voices. You scream into the microphone and kills them.
God, yelling into the microphone on the N64 for "Hey, you Pikachu." Pikachu.
Yeah, I mean, so I think it's safe to say, 85, 86 still, to throw the NES.
Dreamcast had a microphone.
Oh yeah.
Caution, Seaman.
Yep.
Leonard Nimoy.
It was delayed too. It was so weird.
But I think if we're gonna have two separate, types of labels, vintage, retro, I think the Super NES is on the cusp of going into the vintage, but I still want to think Super NES as being part of the retro. But
I find Nintendo's in antique shops, so
yeah. Well,
I
mean, we have a antique shop in our mall, and they are selling an Xbox One. Xbox One and Xbox 360. But I mean, when I think of Nintendo, especially like NES, I think of the orange and brown, like pattern couches, with the smoke-filled rooms. The the wooden what is it?
I mean, if we're going retro from memory, for me, it's always going to be before 3D. So, like, what predates the 3D era?
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
But
there
then again,
was
even in the 3D era, you still had games like Castlevania Symphony of the Night and Mega Man X4, which
God, such a good game. Both of
are
them.
technically 2D, so
well, I
they're
mean,
they were still around.
you want to talk about 3D. So if you want to go into that aspect, what about Another World? That came out on the Super NES and it's 3D.
Another
Well, I mean,
That's-
you could say the same about like Super Mario RPG, but like,
well, that was isometric, not technically 3D.
Like, have y'all ever
Top-down
played
isometric.
Another World?
I've heard of it. I've never played it though. Maybe I have actually.
It is definitely a, like, at the time when it came out, like, I remember playing it on the Super Nintendo. I'm like, oh my God, graphics can't get any better than this, because it was 3D. I mean, you had Star Fox that was basically in 3D, and that was Super NES. So,
Oh,
I
was
really,
it Out of This World?
yeah, it had two different names. It's like, if you
Okay.
look at it on, like, if you look at it on Steam, I think it's called Another World. Like, on newer
Yeah.
on newer systems, it's called Another World. But
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, I have played this. I've played the remake, the like reboot they did on like digital on. I think it was PS4.
Yep, PS4 and Xbox One, because
Yeah,
I have it on.
Yeah,
I have it
played
on
that.
both those. I have it on both those systems. I also have it on Steam, and I have beat it on Steam. So, I think I got all the Steam achievements on it. But yeah, it is. It's an amazing game, but it's 3D, and it originally came out on Super NES. So even with 3D, what would you call, while we're talking about retro stuff, would you call it 2D or 2.5D Donkey Kong Country?
Did stuff come from the background?
I don't remember. It's been a while.
Only 2.5D if it's like 2D game, but like stuff goes in and out of the background and foreground.
yeah.
Like, I remember the spinning icons. That was like, oh my God. I remember that game looking like crazy cool. Like, on the Super NES, I'm like, oh my God, this is crazy. Like, because we didn't have anything like that. We hadn't seen anything like that before. And I remember people now, when you talk to them, like, oh, wasn't that on the NES, on the N64? Like, no, that was on the Super NES. That was like Rare's, in my opinion, Rare's first big breakthrough was that game. And I know that they had games before that, but that game to me that's when I see that game, I think, all right, that's a Rare game. Yes, and I do. I have 100%ed Another World, the 20th anniversary edition on Steam.
Nice.
Yeah. So, but I mean, circling back to what type of way you would like to play, what type of way you desire to play retro games. I mean, some of those systems are hard to come by, first of all. Second of all, they're hard to come by in working order. And third of all, you might get one and it might be in working order, but man, it is funky. Do
Yeah, it would be nice if there were like real places, like like I hate how that whole like DK oldies thing like happened a while ago, where like everybody's like, yeah, I bought something from this and it's broken. Like, it'd be cool if there was a real company out there like preserving retro stuff and stuff like. At least at a decent price. Everybody always wants like the top dollar.
Do either one of y'all actually own your original system from like back in the day, or have y'all just
I wish.
I've got the only one from when I was younger. The only one I have from when I was younger is my Dreamcast. But I do have like a couple GameCubes. I just sold. I just traded in my Saturn, my Sega Saturn. I have original PlayStation. I have PlayStation 4. I've got quite a few consoles: Game Boy Advance, Game Boy Color. But the only one I had from when I was a kid is the Dreamcast. Everything else I bought as an adult, like retro collecting.
I don't have anything from when I was younger. But I do have very, very fond memories of buying my first the first system that I bought out of my own money was a PlayStation 1. And it was the OG PS1. Well, it was the second version of the OG PS1, the big ones. Bought it from a pawn shop, and the eye was very sensitive. Like if you had one little scratch on the CD, it wouldn't read it. And it was the actual laser eye. It wasn't, just the system itself. Something with my system. And I had the coolest memory card to go with it. It was the Laura Croft memory card. And it had like her entire top half at like the top of the memory card, like it was like a 3D model of it. Kind of really crazy actually. And then for my birthday, Tina bought me the PSX or the PS1 itself, like the miniature version of it. Did either one of y'all have the miniature PlayStation?
I have the second version of it. I have two, I believe, right now.
Yeah, I had it, and I had the screen.
See, PlayStation, if I'm not mistaken, had 3 different versions come out. You had the original one, I think, that had the
The laser eye was over the power supply, and it used to warp. So they moved it, and that's what the second revision was.
And then the third one is like the small one.
The white one.
Yeah, the small one. And I remember I used to love that one because I would go to my friend's house and she had an N64. She didn't have a PlayStation. So I would bring my PlayStation, just unhook the cords. And if I wanted AC, if I wanted, the power cable or AV cables, they were dirt cheap at GameStop or Electronic Boutique, because we had Electronic Boutique at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And if I I bought a set for her house, so that way all I had to do was just literally just take the actual small system with me, put it in my fit in my back pocket.
I had the PSX with the screen, and I would just take it with me and plug it in the wall and just play wherever we were.
When I was in the military, I was in AIT, which you go to after basic training to learn your actual job. There was somebody that was in my barracks that had the screen. They went out and they bought the screen for the PS1. And I remember him and somebody else was in the back of the common room playing it. And then what a lot of us did was we were allowed to have portable DVD players. And you had 2 models. You had like the cheaper model that was a little bit smaller screen, or you can like splurge a little bit. You get like, I think a screen that was like 2 or 3 inches bigger, but it had AV inputs. So a lot of us would buy the one with the AV inputs. That way we could, and I bought a PS2. So that way we could just plug in the PS2 into the DVD player and watch and play it on the little portable screen that came with the DVD player. It's crazy what people like. Do y'all remember those? What were they called? They were like suitcases that you just put your system in that had like the screens at the top of them. From way back in the day.
Yeah.
Talking about the rental cases?
No. They were like called games, but it was like GAEMS.
Oh, yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah. It was like a little like portable system that you could bring in like your car and stuff. Bring it to a friend's house. Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember those.
Or the Pimp My Ride, where they always put like an Xbox or a PS2 in the trunk with screens. I heard you like to play PS2, so we made your PS2 play PS2s. Fucking exhibit. No, I mean, I don't mind retro games. I love retro games. And maybe the reason why I love retro games so much, and a lot of us, is because it takes us back to when we were younger, and we had, you know, back then we didn't, I think we saw life a different way, in my opinion. Life wasn't the same as it is now back when we were younger. Maybe we like to look at our past with rose tinted shades, or maybe life wasn't as easy as we thought it was, and we was just blind to all the bullshit at the time. Uh, and we will be getting into that here shortly. We're going to go take a short little break. When we come back, we're going to be talking about being younger. Was life really easier when we were younger, or were we just blind to the bullshit? Stick around. Take a sip. Go use the bathroom. We'll be right back. Thanks, guys.
Right.
All right, folks, welcome back. All right. So I kind of touched on this before last break. Was life really easier when we were younger, or was we just blind to the bullshit? Now, before that, we were talking about how to play the best way to play retro games, either on original hardware or emulation, and then even that digital to physical, and how those two kind of all wrapped in together. So, was life really easier when we were younger, or was it like, or do we just think it was easier because we didn't have any major responsibilities? And I don't really do this a lot, but I do feel like I need to do it with this topic. I want to lay out a trigger warning because I do understand that not everyone had the same childhood experiences as everybody else. Some people had some people had horrible childhood experiences that now as an adult, you are definitely in a better place than you were when you were a kid. And I understand that not everybody had that. Um, and then there's some of us that thought that we had it really bad as a kid, and then looking back, it's not as bad. So just a small little, while we discuss this, if it brings up bad feelings with the audience, I do apologize ahead of time. And I normally don't do that, but I do understand that trauma is actually real and it can affect different people in different ways. So with that out of the way, in your eyes, Beast, do you think life was easier back in the day when we were younger, or was it just that we were just so busy playing our games we didn't realize how hard it really was?
Oh, back in the day, I was a kid, so it was definitely easier. I didn't have to pay any bills.
I mean, and that's
No
granted,
bills,
that's true.
no having to go to work. You know. Hey, remember back in school when you get into a fight, you didn't go to jail, you just got suspended for a few days. You know. Now you want to pop somebody in the chin, you're gonna spend overnight in jail.
And if I am to be honest, if I'm to be 100% honest with all this, I do believe that there are times where even though someone hasn't touched you, it should be perfectly acceptable to punch someone in the face just because you're just getting on my nerves.
Of course.
You're getting on my nerves.
Like when a kid's acting up in Walmart, yeah.
Bust that ass.
And their parents won't hit them. And you go, you know what? I need to hit them. I should be allowed.
Right.
Absolutely. We call that street justice.
Street justice.
Street justice.
Now, Twitty, do you believe that your life was, looking back, do you believe life was easier back then, or?
I fall under the category of I'm not triggered, but man, my life as a kid was fucked up, dude. My stepfather was an alcoholic who used to beat me. My dad was an addict. My mom was married to an alcoholic and had dependency issues. Video games, and this is why video games always just have a strong place in my heart, from my childhood, is they were my escape from my life when I was younger. I think sometimes the only reason why I stayed sane in some of the situations that I was in was because of video games. So I mean, yeah, definitely things were easier in the sense of life, as far as I didn't have bills, this, that, and the other, but I had to grow up really quick, unfortunately, and it just kind of happened that way. But it is what it is at the end of the day. I mean, really the only thing that I can do personally is make a better life for my son than I had. But yeah, I mean, I did like not paying bills. I will at least say that was a nice thing. Somebody being obligated to have to take care of me, that was a nice thing, but it wasn't all roses when I was a kid. Yeah. Yeah.
But remember, it's not about who you were back then, it's about who you became. And
right.
Maybe because of that, you are a better father to your kid now, you know what I'm saying? You learn from these experiences. Everything is a learning experience, right?
Yep.
So you just gotta take it like that. The positives of it, I guess you would say.
As a kid, growing up, I don't think home life wasn't too bad. School life sucked. you're the escape of going into video games. It was there, but at the same time, it wasn't, because at least on my end, you know, I could go in and I could try to play my game, and then Tina would come in and Tina would be like, no, you need to get outside and go play. Well, I don't want to go outside and play because kids are mean, she's like, well, you're just not being friendly enough to them. Because parents, back in the day,
That's
parents
not
never,
true.
yeah, parents never,
No.
ever.
They don't understand what the fuck that was about.
No.
Kids were dicks.
we were
Kids
complete
are
dicks.
assholes. Even to
They
this
are.
day, they're assholes.
Yeah. Yeah. And parents, for some odd reason, just they don't understand that. Like, even with my kids, I try to understand that. Like, when there's an argument, when there's this huge problem with my boys, and they're like arguing amongst themselves and everything, I try to get both of their sides separately, and then I bring them together, and then try to see if anything has changed in their stories, and then try to find like a common ground. Because I realize kids can be assholes, and kids can lie. Kids will lie to save their ass. But you're right. Like, looking back now, not having to worry about bills, not having to worry about, well, at least when I was a kid, not having to worry about any bills, not worrying about if I'm going to have food in my stomach, not having to worry about having a place over my head. The biggest thing I had to worry about is if I'm going to bring home an F or something on my report card. That was the big thing I had to worry about. And I understand, like, not everyone had that same experience. Some is a lot worse, some was a lot better. And I think one of the reasons why we, as millennials or boomers or whatever you want to call us now, we look back kind of like,
Trapping young men.
yeah, while we kind of look back, and some of us look fondly back to those days, like, man, back in the day, it was so much better. Da, da, da. It's because I think a lot of us was blind to the bullshit because we didn't realize it at the time. We didn't realize about, oh, there's rent that you have to pay, or there's a mortgage you have to pay, and if you don't pay that mortgage, you're out on your ass. We were so worried about, man, I want this new game over here. Why won't mom and dad buy me this new game?
Exactly. Yeah. Right.
Get
not
that
shit now.
Yeah, not realizing that they couldn't buy it because guess what, they were not saying all the time. This doesn't this isn't a blanket statement, because I understand that certain people had different things going on, but maybe it was, I'm not buying you this because I have to buy food. Do you want to eat, or do you want to play Sonic? I want to go collect rings. I want to eat chili dogs with Sonic. I'll get food at school. I don't care. But and then when I got older and I became a teenager, and I think, and this might just be me, but I know that my relationship with Tina soured a lot when I became a teenager, and it never got back on the right track, ever. Even after she passed away, it still never got on the right track. Or at least any sort of good track. Anyways, every time that we would progress to get that on a good track, she would screw it up somehow because she was an idiot. But growing up, realizing, all right, there are bills now. There are, especially when I get a job, and hey, do you want this? Yeah, well, you have a job, you can go pay for it for yourself now. Oh, here's the keys to the car. You need to make sure it has gas in it. We see things a little bit different as we grow older. And now as we're, old, and with some of us with kids of our own, and adult responsibilities, we still look fondly back at those times because we didn't have to deal with that shit back then like we have to now. Do you think, for you, Twitty, do you think one of the reasons why you enjoy retro so so much is because when you play it, it takes you back to that escape time. You know, it allowed you to escape when you were a kid, so you still get that same feeling of being able to escape of all the bullshit that's going on now when you play those games.
Some of them. I mean, like, honestly, some games are just great games. Like, I love story and stuff like that. So, like, I'll play a game over and over again if the story is good. But, I do think sometimes, like, when I am looking for that, like, nostalgic experience, like, I want to, like, pop a game on and just do something mindless for a while and just kind of, like, not pay attention to, like, real life for a little bit. So I think that, yes, I still do that to this day. Um, you know, uh, it's just interesting to think about because, like, no, yeah, still to this day, video games are a great outlet and a great. I'm a very anxious person, so like I have a like anxiety and rushing thoughts. So anything that can get me to like calm down and just think about one thing, perfect.
Beast, do you feel like do you feel like you enjoy playing? Because I know, like I said, I know you play a lot of retro. At least you did, prior to you kind of turning your entire online presence, streaming wise and even YouTube wise, to more of a Magic the Gathering uh, aspect of your streaming quote unquote career. Uh, like I said, which is amazing because I don't know a lick about Magic the Gathering, and I know that there's a shit ton of cards, and you almost know all the ins and outs of them. So I give you mad props for being able to do all that. But is
And
that
yet I
one of
still
the
suck at the game.
um,
Honestly, why I go back to retro gaming is it's pure autism. Like I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Like I am autistic. I have Tourette's. It's just like I like playing what I know. It's like it's something like I know that I'm going to have a good time playing it. I know that I'm going to be able to beat it. I know I'm going to be able to go beginning, middle, and end. Not a problem because I've done it a million times before, and that's really what it is for me. It's just so I guess it is like a nostalgia thing, but like also there's a comfort in it. It's comfortable to me, like to my brain. It soothes my brain because I know how it ends. I know what's going to happen, and I know like I don't know. It's just it's hard. It's kind of hard to explain, but it's what the kids are calling stimming, I guess. I don't know. Makes me feel good. Makes my brain feel good. Like just this is it's I'm going back to this game that I loved as a kid, and it's like I'm there again. Like it's timeless.
right.
Comfort game.
I mean, I'm kind of the same way where I play these games to I play these games to see how I remember them from when I first played them back in the day and how I felt like when I first played them. Like, one of the reasons why I have my PS3 and one of the reasons why I bought my PS3 is simply put, The Simpsons Arcade. The Simpsons Arcade game, I remember that coming out in like 94, 95 or something of that nature around that time. And if you want to play it now, you either have to find the emulator for it, or hopefully you bought it when it was actually being sold on the digital marketplace on Xbox 360 and PS3, and you have to have original hardware to play it because you can't play it on Xbox One, can't play it on PS4 or nothing like that. I have a copy of that on this PS3, and the first thing I bought, or the first thing I downloaded when I got this PS3 was that. The first game I played was that game because it took me back to when I used to go skating every other Friday night. I remember playing that and playing Mortal Kombat and stuff of that nature. So it does take me, playing those retro games does take me back to those days of just, man, I remember this so well. This takes me back. It's like I'm smelling the inside of my home. So, yeah. Captain Fisher 26, we are doing great. Thank you for stopping by. It's like I smell the inside of my old house. I smell, I remember, it's like I can almost hear Tina cooking in the kitchen. It takes me back. It lets me escape the bullshit that's going on to my day-to-day life. Like, oh my God, it's my transmission's out on my car now. So now I have to rely on Heather's car. So, we're down from 2 cars to 1, and that's stressful. Not including the funds that it's going to cost to fix the transmission and all that other stuff. And it is just, it seems like playing these retro games and these new games doesn't give me that same sensation that playing retro games does. Am I the only one that feels that way, or?
Do you remember like when like being a gamer felt like you were like in an exclusive club because like it wasn't popular?
Oh yes.
Like, like when you used to find somebody that like, I'm a gamer, it'd be like, that's your best friend now.
Exactly.
Because you guys could just talk about things.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's so mainstream and like they're just trying to like appeal to everybody that like you lose the target audience of what it was about,
Bro, I'm a gamer, bro. I play Call of Duty only.
I play the Call of Duty game that came out this year.
I mean, like technically, you are a gamer.
But going back to like things that remind me of stuff, I will always remember every time I played Metal Gear Solid 1 on PlayStation.
Such a great game.
Just the nights me and my buddy Jacob would play that game from start to finish and beat it in one night. And like we would do it over and over again. Like we just have like sleepovers, play Metal Gear, try to, beat it faster than we did last time or whatever, Good times.
For me, I have a few games like that. For me, that is WWF SmackDown 2. Staying Up. Did you ever play that beast?
SmackDown 2? Yeah.
Yeah.
It was significantly better than SmackDown 1.
Yeah. Do you remember how hard it was to progress season-wise? Like, it was so... And not that the gameplay was hard, but it was just tedious. Like, oh my God, it was so horrible tedious-wise. Like, because you couldn't just skip a card or skip matches. What it would do is it would bring up 2 pictures of wrestlers and like a health bar underneath each one of them when you went to go skip the match, and you would have to wait for one of the health bars to completely empty before it would then skip the match. And you had to do that with every single match on the card, and like 1 year, like you had to play 6 years worth of it to unlock everything in the game. So I would spend nights on that damn thing. That Final Fantasy VII, I remember staying up a lot with Final Fantasy VII. Final Fantasy VII and WWF No Mercy. All 3 of those was like my teenage years. Especially No Mercy and Final Fantasy VII. Because I beat Final Fantasy VII right before I shipped out to basic training. So, yeah, I just those nights of where you just stay up all night as a kid playing those games. You don't really have that anymore. You have it, but not really anymore.
It's not as fun now when you're an adult.
No,
not like that.
Well, all right, so Twitty, I know you game late hours of nights. I've seen your streams. I almost try to, even though I didn't say nothing earlier today, I was in your stream watching it while I was trying to take a nap in the bed. Beast, when was the last time that you stayed up late and played games with, brothers, sisters, friends, or whatever? When was the last time you actually did that? Like, I wouldn't say
It's
pull an
been a
all
million years.
nighter. Yeah, I mean,
I in
One
my
of the last
adulthood.
times we did the game night together.
Oh yeah, yeah, probably that. But even then, that's like an online thing. Like so it's. But like if you're talking like just like a chill hangout in person, nothing recently, because like in your adulthood, we don't make friends in our adulthood, right? Like we just kind of like we kind of drift away from the friends we had and just find people online to talk to. No, but there was a memory I have a long time ago. Final Fantasy Tactics was the game, and me and a buddy of mine,
Good game.
yes, one of the greatest games of all time. My second Final Fantasy ever. We stayed up from 8 o'clock at night to 8 o'clock. Wait, to like 11 o'clock the next morning playing it, literally. And the only reason we stopped was to watch WWF Superstars and eat Oreos for breakfast. We went to sleep. We went to sleep at like noon, and then we did it. We started all again at like 4 o'clock in the afternoon. So that's like
Hell yeah.
probably the best memory I have of like staying up all night and doing that kind of stuff. But as an adult, like you can't really. You got responsibilities. You got work. You got to go to sleep. You got to get up in the morning. I do find myself like when I can't sleep to just not fight it and just get on my computer upstairs and play maybe just play a game, just to kind of like tire myself out so I can actually go back to sleep. But I'm up frequently during the night, so that's kind of the extent of my like up all nighter playing video games these days.
I mean, I don't really like. I don't play as much as I used to. Like I know my game time just within the last year has dropped dramatically. Like I don't play nowhere near as much as I used to. Definitely I'm not playing a lot with other players anymore. And it's nothing against the other players. It's just the games that I'm playing now is mainly single player games. I don't play as many multiplayer games as I used to. And if I do play multiplayer games, they're like niche games that not the friends that I would normally be playing with are playing. Like No Man's Sky. I don't have a lot of friends that play No Man's Sky. Destiny 2.
I don't know, man. Give me an addictive game cycle like Arc Raiders. I can just play that shit over and over. I don't know why. It must be the autism.
Yeah, I mean that's what it is. Nothing wrong with it though.
For me, so talking about Arc Raiders, so I have Arc Raiders, and it never really clicked with me until like a couple days until like maybe a week or so ago. Then it actually clicked because I was able to actually do some stuff without getting my ass blown to bits. So I'm like I love that. This is a amazing game, and me and you, Twitty, we talked about this on your stream, and I almost bought it for you, but I didn't. MW2 from like 2022, 2023 or something like that. The new MW2 that Call of Duty came out with has a mode called DMZ, which is basically their looter extractor shooter mode. And I actually booted it up today, and God, that sucked. That sucked so bad. And I'm like, yeah, I'm done. I played one match, and I'm like, I'm done. I'm not playing it anymore. This is stupid. And I booted up a single player game because why not? I ain't got to worry about having to rely on other players. But I don't get that same feeling like I used to. Also, Twitty, you and I talked about this on your stream a while back. About the feeling of when we first started playing like World of Warcraft. Beast, did you ever play World of Warcraft?
I tried it once, wasn't for me. I'm not a big MMO guy though.
I remember playing World of Warcraft when I was young, when it first came out. I say when I was younger. Heck, damn thing's about 20 years old now. But I remember being like addicted to it because you would get sucked into the lore, you'd get sucked into leveling up, and now you have these new powers and you want to see what these new powers want to do. Oh, now you've leveled up to level 10, you unlocked this dungeon. Let's go see what this is about because I don't know nothing about this. that bright-eyed, bushy-tail experience when you first played that game. When did you start playing WoW for the first time, Twitty?
Right before Dragonflight came out, so like right after Shadowlands.
Oh, so you weren't there like before all the expansions.
No, as a kid, I just didn't have money. I couldn't have a subscription to anything. So, like, I mean, the most that I played MMO wise as a child would have been like something free
RuneScape.
or old school RuneScape.
Let's say RuneScape. But even then with RuneScape, I mean, you still, like, do you remember when you would level up and you would unlock new areas or new abilities and stuff like that? And that feeling like you're like, oh my, like this, oh wow, because you didn't ever really have that
See, I
before.
haven't had that in like in like a multiplayer game. Multiplayer games for me are always like my memories of those are with a friend or friends. Because I play those socially generally.
Right.
As far as like a world that like you could explore, I mean that's like any good RPG game that has like an open world.
I remember playing Call of Duty 4, and it was the first time they actually had like a true leveling system in it. And I was hooked to it because of the leveling system. Now, I could care less. I could honestly care less about a leveling system in Call of Duty.
I could say the last game that like I explored like with like wide eyes and was like, oh my god, this is amazing, would have been like Skyrim, like when it originally came out.
Oh, how did your I remember, Beast, you had like a modded Skyrim playthrough you were doing. That you, what was it, that you was able to uncap your level or something like that? And then like somebody was coming around to beat your ass. How did that play out?
It was going around. It was, well, no, there was a character in the game that was like still impossible to beat. But that was the guy that came in and he's like, why are you even playing the game modded? It's like, it's basically cheating. And it's like, well, it's not bothering you, so get the hell out of here. Jeez Louise. Everybody wants to dictate how you play the game, you know?
Because like Skyrim was like the last game I can remember getting lost in. And like exploring forever.
Morrowind, oh my, yeah.
Morrowind as well, yeah. But like as far as like last game I can think of, it would have been Skyrim.
Yeah.
Because like literally like I didn't even know that there were shouts until like level 50.
Oh, really?
I never visited the Greybeards. I did everything else.
Isn't that Elder Scrolls though? Just
yeah.
Not even do the main quest. You just play everything else.
Yeah,
do your own thing.
Didn't even get the shouts, dude. I was the head of the companions. Beat the Thieves Guild.
I was introduced to that series through Target. Back when they used to sell like the Xbox, the budget Xbox games, like $20 and under.
Yeah.
And I asked the guy, I was like, is there like any like cool RPGs where you could just do whatever you want? And like, dude's like, yes, Morrowind. You're gonna love this game. Like, you want to be a ninja, you be a ninja. Like you want to be a warrior, you be a warrior. And ever since then, I was hooked.
You know how I heard about Morrowind? I was going to school and literally this guy's like, you have an Xbox, right? And I was like, yeah. He's like, do you have Morrowind? And I was like, no, I've never heard of it. He's like, you wait until tomorrow. And then he came in the next day and he was like, here's the strategy guide and here's the game of the year edition. Play this game. Best decision I ever made.
Yes.
Yes. I remember when I first loaded up Morrowind and you first step off the boat at night and just, it was such a beautiful scenery. And I'm like, oh my God, this is amazing. And then the only thing that sucks in that game is the combat. That's the only thing, in my opinion, that sucks in the game. I hate the RNG combat, the dice roll,
and the dude
sort
that
of.
falls from the sky.
That's hilarious.
Yeah,
that is hilarious. He just falls down in front of you, like, what the hell? And now you pick up this extra quest, which isn't that how you like start your Mage Guild quest or something like that?
Something like that.
Yeah. Like he was trying some boots or something. I remember something weird.
Back when levitation was legal in
Yeah.
Elder Scrolls. Back
Oh,
when you
yeah.
could levitate. They took that shit away in Oblivion. Can't do it in the city.
Oblivion. My main issue with Oblivion is I feel like you play as a sidekick. You're a sidekick in Oblivion. The entire game does not need you at all. Like there is
It
nothing.
has the best Thieves Guild and Dark Brotherhood quest lines ever.
It does. It does. I will like, and me and you talked about this before. That I give it. But as far as main quest lines, you play no role. You could have replaced you with anybody else, and it was the same
Aren't you
outcome.
really just a side character in any of those games?
No, not in
Basically, like you're always just doing fetch quests.
Oh, I mean, but you're the Dragonborn in Skyrim.
Yeah, you're like the Dragonborn. You're
actual god in Morrowind.
Yeah. You're
like, what are you in Oblivion? Because in Morrowind, you're the Nerevar Reborn.
Right. In Oblivion,
you're assisting the Dragonborn.
What's that?
In Oblivion, you're assisting the Dragonborn.
You're assisting the dragon? I didn't remember the Dragonborn was in that game.
It's not the dragon.
He's the last Dragonborn bloodline.
He's not a Dragonborn. What?
The king's son, right? Isn't it the king's son?
Yeah, he's the king. So I forgot the name of the bloodline that he's a part of. I don't know if it's. I don't know if it's. Yeah, he's the last of that. Yeah,
Patrick Stewart.
Yeah, he's the last of that. He's the last of that line, and he's the one that actually saves the world, not you. You do everything for the guy.
Big giant thing.
Yeah,
he's Type Septum, which is the original dragon.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I'm not too boned up on the lore.
Yeah, so they try to say that at the beginning. Oh, it was destiny that it was you that was in. It doesn't matter because at the beginning of the game, you're in a jail cell. You just happen
supposed to be in that jail cell.
Yeah, they just happen to throw you in there because some guard probably fucked up. So that's the only reason why you. That's like the only reason why you're in that jail cell. Anyone else could have been in. You didn't even have to be in that jail cell at all.
Yeah, they never even told you why you were arrested.
No. Well, I mean, they never really told you why were you arrested?
Because I was a Khajiit.
You were high on moon sugar.
I mean, honestly, if you play as what is it, a dark elf, you're just in there because you're a dark elf.
Yeah. Like I don't remember. You've been in the last 3 Elder Scrolls game, not including the online series. Why are you arrested? Because you're arrested in each one of them. You are arrested being transported somewhere.
You got caught on the border in 5.
Is that the only reason?
Like something about like illegal crossing or something.
And you're gonna get your head cut off for illegal.
They never really tell you. They never really tell you, but like
they were gonna
you
cut
got lumped in with the Stormcloaks. Well, they think that you're part of the Stormcloaks. I think.
Yeah.
But
which can be true later in the game.
Oh yeah. I mean, but I loved that game. I have hundreds of hours in Oblivion or in Morrowind. Oblivion, not so much. Like I still have lots of hours in Oblivion. Skyrim, I enjoyed Skyrim.
I have to ask a question.
Do what?
In Morrowind, you guys like found a house in one of the cities, killed everyone in it, and took it as your own, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I think we all did that. We can all agree we all did that. We had a house of our own.
That's how you got your house.
Yeah. Did it feel diluted in Oblivion when they were like, "Oh, you could just buy a house now," and it's like, it's not as fun.
No. In Morrowind, you can buy your own house.
Hideout.
No. In Morrowind, you actually can buy a house and they build it for you. There is a quest.
Morrowind?
Yes, there is a quest where they build you. They build you a house.
Yeah.
But it's not a feature of the game. Like it's not like you can't buy a house in every city.
No. You get a hideout, I think, not in the city.
Question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Did you blow up Nuke City in Fallout?
No, I did not.
To get the
No, I did not.
You
Not on
didn't
my-
get the penthouse?
No.
Not on
It
my
fa-
first playthrough, but when I learned about it, I did.
I have such a hard time playing evil in any of these games. I have such a hard time doing it. I try. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to be a complete asshole, and I start off being an asshole, but I can never take
I
that
always end
step
up
from.
playing like neutral.
Yeah, I can never. I can
I
never
make
take
like
that
good
step.
and evil.
I play as a
I feel
good
like
asshole.
without rules, the game devolves. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just like,
Which
yes, I'm just gonna. I need $10,000. I have to earn it, right? But it's like if I just kill these guys, I can get $10,000 from their corpses. Like it's so easy.
Right.
But then it's like these guys aren't there anymore, and the game's different. Like what?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, and
because
that
of
was
my neutral playthroughs, though, that's why I got screwed in The Witcher, and they both cock-blocked me.
I've never played The Witcher. I own them. I own all three of them. I've never played them.
I played 1 and 2.
The Witcher 3, you can romance people, and if you choose like to romance all of them, they figure out about it.
Oh no, that's not good. It's like one of those reality shows.
And Morrowind, something else that I loved about Morrowind over Oblivion and Skyrim is that if you kill somebody, even if they're an important NPC that you need for a quest later on, you're dead. They are out. And you get a pop-up. You're fucked.
To be fair, it does tell you. It does tell you that you won't be able to finish certain quests.
Yeah. It's like you done fucked up. But it's a lot. I
like that better. I like that better
I
than
do
them
too.
like telling not being able to die.
Yeah,
it's more realistic.
It is. It is,
in
and
Resident
I love
Evil
that.
4, if you can't kill the weapons dealer, like
Yeah, like just let me kill him, and you don't sell me nothing no more.
Like I love the fact that they allow you to even do that to begin with. Like they allow you to kill them. Second of all, though, they don't warn you about it till after you do it, and it's like we're gonna see how far you're willing to go with this. Okay, now you done fucked up.
I would love for them to remake Morrowind, but like in the Skyrim engine, like in like with all the updated, like cool stuff.
Yes.
Like that's a day one purchase for me.
but still dice roll combat.
Oh god, I think that would be the only thing I would want to change is the dice roll combat. I hate the dice roll combat.
And I clearly hit you, but I missed.
Yeah. Like I am looking at it. I hear the enemy agonizing in pain, but for some odd reason, you're still whooping my ass. Like you're not taking any damage.
They were still doing the RPG thing though at the time. You know, it was like, oh, it's like a Dungeons and Dragons type of thing. Like you could have connected, but you didn't. I get it.
Or you could like pick somebody up and like what is it, Baldur's Gate 3 to throw them out of the way, and you end up kicking them somewhere.
Baldur's Gate 3 is such a good game.
Baldur's Gate 3
is the greatest RPG of all time. I don't care what anyone says. It's the greatest RPG.
I have it somewhere. It's a scene. Well, not a scene. It's a clip of me and you playing at Beast together. And I'm supposed to like kick an enemy or something like that, and I accidentally kick you, and you get so
you push me off the ledge.
you're like Rob, what are you doing?
That was fun. I think I actually have that up on my TikTok too.
I think we both have it on our TikToks because it's two different POVs. It's two different POVs.
Yeah. It's funny. Great game though. I love that game so much. I just wish it was like not the same game. I wish it was not the same game every single time you booted it up. You know what I'm saying? It's basically the same game every single time. Even if you create a new character, it's still the same story. It's like I wish it diverged a little bit.
Well, you can mod it to where it's an actual, like there's an actual D&D campaign that you can mod into the game, and the creators of the game is like, yeah, totally do it. We will help you figure this out. It is. I think it's
level 11 though.
See, I've never really beat it, so I don't know.
Powerful.
Yeah.
If you were a level 20 wizard, like you'd be the most powerful being in the world. Like it's like, yeah, but isn't that the fun?
Oh yeah, and that's something that Twitty and I was talking about. I think it was you and I that was talking about it. Where in some games you can't go back. Like I hate it when enemies scale with you. Was it you and I?
I hate that too. Yeah, we were talking about that.
Okay,
I
yeah,
hate enemy scaling because then what's the point of leveling up?
exactly. There's no
The enemy
point.
they get stronger with you. It's like,
Well,
yeah, but I don't want that. I want to be super freaking.
you could
powerful.
soft lock yourself in Final Fantasy VIII because of that.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Because
I hated that.
if you level up too high in Final Fantasy VIII, then the bosses are so hard, is too hard for you to beat. Like because they have like yeah, I remember, and that was one of the reasons why I bought the Final Fantasy VIII manual.
And if you're too low of a level, like, and you go in there, they're too powerful for you, even though they are your level.
Well, that's where the junction system comes in, where you can break the game at like level 5 or something by just your junctions and whatnot. It's stupid. It's a stupid concept. I see what they were trying to go for, but it just never, in my opinion, it didn't work out. It just didn't work out. So
also, Final Fantasy VIII, underrated game. I think it's one of the better Final Fantasy games out there.
It's a good game. The story's confusing as fuck, though.
Story's confusing, but it had Triple Triad, so.
Triple Triad is a pretty good game.
Triple Triad was good.
You know what? You know what Final Fantasy VIII didn't have though? Overpriced
like
streaming
Queen's Blood.
services. They didn't have overpriced and streaming services. When we come back, folks, that is exactly what we will be going into. It will be our last topic for the night. This is going to be our last break. So please stick around and we will be right back. Thank you all so much for tuning in so far. All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we are back for the final time. All right, so before we get down back to business, talking about something more, real life wise, which actually will probably play into games as well too, because you'll see here in a second. Is there any of y'all, Twitty, is there anybody that you might want to shout out to say hi to or to promote their channel who might not be with us right now?
I mean, Zen but Sleepier. It's one of my best friends. They play a lot of Dead by Daylight and a variety of games. I believe lately they've been playing Expedition 33 in French.
Ooh, wow. I've never
Pretty
played that game. Never played that game. I own it, never played it, but I've watched a lot of gameplay on it, and it seems like a really cool game.
Well, the development team's French, so like they're playing it in French. It's interesting.
Beast, anybody you want to give a shout out or anything of that nature?
I'd like to shout out all of the single moms that are stripping their way through college. Also, yes, all the people on OnlyFans, keep doing your thing. We love you. Without you, there is no fapping. So
You got the hub.
keep on keeping on.
Special shout out to the hot tub section on Twitch.
Yeah. Oh God.
Yeah, exactly.
Hell yeah.
Oh my God. Do y'all remember when there was that huge controversy about where people were up in arms about hot tub streamers because they felt like they weren't getting the views that they should get because these chicks are in hot tubs and whatnot, or swimming pools and whatnot? It's like, dude, you're not getting the viewers to begin with. They're not
lonely,
bro. Those people wouldn't come into my stream anyways. They just want boobs.
Yeah.
That like, if you're complaining about hot tub streamers taking your views, you are not their competition, and they are not your competition.
You're not their competition unless you're a VTuber. God damn it!
They are streaming in their bikinis, and you are playing freaking Call of Duty or fucking whatever, Fortnite. You know, like it's not the same.
That's like, and this kind of touches a little bit on the next topic, but that's like whenever Mixer was up and Mixer was trying to take a lot of Twitch's big streamers, like Ninja was like the biggest one that they took. Ninja, King Goliathan.
Could you imagine walking away with all that money?
Oh man. Like, and they took them from Mixer or from Twitch to Mixer. And of course, Mixer if they ever bring it back, is owned by Microsoft. So they had money. But the problem was they wasn't able to retain the viewership that was brought over with these streamers, because once these streamers
by Facebook.
No. Microsoft just shut it down. They didn't ever get bought. Microsoft tried to funnel their streamers or their viewers and the streamers on the platform to Facebook Gaming. But I don't think it ever worked out. I think a lot of them just re-migrated back over to Twitch. But they didn't bring over, you brought over some viewers for when that streamer is live. Once that streamer is not live, they're not staying on that platform. They're going back to the platform that they know that everyone else that they follow is still a part of. So
if you have a following somewhere, it's almost impossible to get that following anywhere else.
Yeah. And if you're
people don't want to change platforms just to watch you, like they can watch you on Twitch. If they're watching you on Twitch, they can watch you on YouTube. If they're watching you on YouTube, they don't want to jump and download another app. Like it's just an inconvenience for a lot of people. And I get it.
Yeah.
I think people are becoming more open to Kick, though.
Yeah.
Kick. And my issue, I should be live on Kick now. My issue with Kick is that just how it started, and some of there was certain things that were going on in the early days on the platform that Kick would not address, and like DV and stuff like that, and they just wouldn't address it. And I'm like, and it was blatant. It wasn't just like, oh, well, we heard it. No, it was happening on stream multiple times, and you refuse to do anything about it. You refuse to even take the VODs down. I'm not going to support that. They've cleaned up the act a little bit. They've redone some of the stuff, so I'm willing to give it another shot.
I think every streaming platform starts off rough. Twitch didn't start off good either.
No,
with Justin TV.
Well, no,
and then, even at that, think about all the IRL content and all the BS that gets put on there. Like Ice Poseidon was on Twitch. Just because he's on Kick now doesn't mean that Kick inherits all of his bad stuff.
Right.
I think there's growing pains with everything. So I think we saw Kick's growing pains at the beginning. They started off rocky. they're kind of getting there now, and I feel like people are coming around to it.
Kick,
Especially with Twitch doing the stuff that they've been doing. I mean, you used to be able to villainize Kick. Now you can't really do that between Kick and Twitch because Twitch, they've had enough controversies.
oh
too.
yeah, oh yeah.
I'm a YouTube boy, you know, like they've never done anything wrong.
When I first started watching, even streaming, like there's two platforms. You had Twitch and you had Justin TV. You had two of them. Twitch was for gaming. Justin.tv was more like just chatting real life sort of stuff. And then they shut Justin.tv down and funneled everyone over to Twitch because I was part of a Facebook eFed group. And I was the only one there that was doing video role plays. I started off doing an audio role play because if you've ever done eFed, then you know you have to write a role play. And I was doing like essays. Yeah, I was doing essays for my role plays. That's how I learned that was just my style. That was the style of role playing I learned. So, and you couldn't really do that on Facebook. So I'm like, all right, the next best thing would be just give me a mic. So I was the first one in the group, the first one anywhere that I saw that was doing audio just with my voice. And then I moved from that to video and then like posting it on YouTube or posting the video straight on Facebook. And then I moved from that to Justin.tv. Like the last few role plays I ever did was on Justin.tv. And then Justin.tv shut down and Twitch was all that was left. But with Mixer was able to make Twitch up its game. And that's the reason why I hope Kick is able to do the same thing, because without competition, companies have no reason to do anything better. You know, it's like, here's dog crap. Where else are you going to go to get better? You're not. So you're going to take what we give you, and that's going to be it. And that's kind of what we're seeing now, not just in us, as streamers, but just in entertainment as well with streaming services. Beast, you love wrestling, I don't know how much wrestling you watch now or how much wrestling you consume. I know that for a while you used to consume a lot.
Quite a bit.
I know. I mean, thank God for VPNs, right? I mean, if it wasn't for VPNs, I mean, you're paying regular cable for SmackDown and NXT, and then you're paying Netflix for Raw. And this is just the US. It's completely different outside of the US. But just for the US, regular cable for 2 shows, Netflix for 1 show. And if you want to watch a PLE, a premium live event, basically a pay-per-view, you're paying $30 a month for ESPN Plus.
So we have Netflix just because we have Netflix, so we get that, we get Monday Night Raw on that. And then all of our our TV like NXT and SmackDown are on cable, but we have like Hulu Live TV. We've had it for a while. And that's all bundled with like Disney Plus and ESPN anyway, so like we get all that stuff together. So it's not it's annoying, but it's not that huge of a deal.
I do like the bundling that's going on right now.
Yeah.
I hate that the price keeps going up though.
Yes.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And it's going to continue to go up.
And I think it's stupid how it costs me less money to have Disney Plus and Hulu than if I just had Disney.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy.
Because they're not selling you Disney Plus. They're selling you Disney Plus with Hulu. They know no one's going to buy Disney Plus without Hulu, because why wouldn't you? Like, why wouldn't you just have the whole thing?
It's like something obnoxious. It's like almost $18 just for Disney Plus, but it's like $20 for Disney and Hulu.
Yeah, isn't that like the whole like business model of like a fast food like drink? It's like small, medium, and large. Nobody buys the medium. It's like you're not supposed to buy the medium. It's like you get the large.
we are. So I'm going to look at DisneyPlus.com, and we are going to look at they have 3 bundles, and hopefully this comes up like it's supposed to. All right. So we have 3 bundles here, and the 3 bundles that we have are Hulu, Disney Plus, and Hulu, which is the most popular, which starts at $12 a month. Disney Plus, Hulu, and HBO Max, which is $20 a month, or Disney Plus, Hulu, and ESPN that start at $36 a month.
So what I'm seeing here is 3 options. The first option is no wrestling. The second option is AEW wrestling, and the third option is WWE wrestling.
Right. And I don't know if there's a option for like all 3, but and I get what you're saying.
Probably
like,
not.
yeah. And it's like
Probably not for that reason. Or
No,
one
you
of
have
the
to buy
many reasons.
HBO Max separately. I think if you have ESPN.
yeah, I mean it's like HBO Max is probably going to be going away here soon, and within the next year and a half. Hulu is going away here in probably 6 months. Because last I heard, Hulu is going to be integrated with Disney Plus. They're completely getting rid of the Hulu service.
It already is.
So
It's
so
just a section on Disney Plus.
So then that brings them. So if it's a section on all right. So if it's a section on Disney Plus, do you have to pay extra for that section?
Probably.
Oh,
Well,
then,
you have to have the Disney and Hulu thing.
So there is. So in my eyes, if that's
Like
the case,
they don't let you use the Hulu app. They just let you use Disney, and then in Disney there is a tab like Marvel that says Hulu, and you click that.
Yeah. So, but here's my thing though. If I'm on Disney Plus, like you said, you can't just buy Disney Plus. You have to have a bundle. Because I don't think there is a way to just get.
Well, actually, I didn't know that they just took away Disney Plus because like you used to be able to.
Yeah, like I'm looking
Now
right
they
here.
want you to get it with Hulu.
Yeah. So there is no Disney Plus by itself. So you have Disney Plus and
Yeah, because
Hulu.
Disney bought Hulu.
Right. So there's Disney Plus and Hulu, Disney Plus, Hulu, HBO Max, Disney Plus, Hulu, and ESPN Unlimited. And now you do have the Hulu Bundle Premium that is $17.99 for 6 months, or just the standard Hulu, which I would assume comes with the ads and everything. The only difference is that you get movies and series without ad breaks. Is the only thing that, and you can download movies for this $18.
I can't even believe that they make you pay for a service and it has ads.
That's the thing, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Wasn't that the whole point of buying a service like back in the day?
Yes.
So you didn't have ads.
You got your Netflix. You paid for Netflix, so you didn't have to have ads. That was the whole point, because you are paying them. That's the point of the ad, is they're getting paid.
Right.
Like,
I mean,
just like YouTube, if you're getting it for free, you get ads. But if you buy YouTube Premium, you don't have the ads. That makes sense.
And you get YouTube Music.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, I don't know. I just think it's kind of like we've kind of lost the plot.
Yeah.
Just a heads up.
Overpriced.
All right, it worked. Wasn't sure if my stream was going to crash or not. I thought it was. But yeah, I mean, yeah, you're completely right. Like the whole reason why anyone was doing Netflix was because you didn't get ads. It was a lot cheaper than, you had a lot more content that was at your fingertips at any given time that you wanted.
I remember when Netflix was just a mail order service.
Yep.
Oh yeah,
But I'm old.
Yeah,
We're
even
old.
then. Yeah,
We
even
remember.
then.
Twitch5 remembers.
Because that's how I watched Lost. I watched Lost through Netflix on through DVD because it was just easier that way.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot less
Used to
expensive.
watch South Park every day. Netflix.
Yeah, a lot less expensive. And then they came out with the streaming service, and what Netflix did to TV is what Spotify did to music, which was turn everything upside down, and the stuff that we have been begging for was given to us, and we were willing to pay the premium for that. Like music, like I have, and I know people are going to call me stupid for it, but I have them for different reasons. I have YouTube Premium, which, like you said, comes with like cool YouTube Music, standard YouTube without the ads, and I'm willing to pay the premium for that, for the YouTube without the ads, because holy shit, is there all kinds of ads on YouTube?
I watch a lot of YouTube, so
Yeah, so do I.
I
But
have
I don't use their music service. But I use,
Oh, I
but I
do.
buy, but I get Spotify. I have Spotify Premium. I have Spotify Premium because I prefer Spotify Premium over everything else that's out there.
Spotify. I feel like Spotify is just overrated. I feel like it was just the thing that came out and everybody just got on that, you know? Because like, I'm honest. I know. Honest.
Oh, I broke up again. Hopefully they'll come back. Hold on 1 second. All right, I'm back. Sorry about that,
Yay.
guys. Yeah, I don't know what happened there. All right, so what were you saying, Sweetie? I'm sorry.
Oh, I just said like Spotify just like underpays their artists terribly, and just like the whole behind the scene thing is like why I don't use that.
Oh, yeah,
But
I 100% agree with you. I mean, it is
YouTube Music
definitely.
is nice because I have no ads on YouTube. I get music and I get music relatively quickly. Can't
Right.
complain.
Right. I don't. For me, and I think you're right. Where it's, um, it was the thing that came out that everybody started using with Spotify. Like I was using Google Music, and Google Music shut that service down. So when they shut the service down, I was kind of like, all right, what do I do from here on out? And there was, I could go back to Pandora, which at the time, I don't think Pandora had a premium feature at the time. I think Pandora was just, you're getting ads. You're not going to, you can choose what type of music you want to listen to, but you're going to get ads. And Spotify's like, hey, you can get ad free for relatively like nothing. And I'm like, yeah. But now that's not the case. Now everything is through the roof. I mean, if you want, and I take this approach, I call it the OnlyFans approach, where you pay for a subscription and you're getting ads, but you have to pay more if you don't want the ads. You're just getting a taste, and you don't even, and some things you don't even get the full experience. Like Netflix, you don't get the full experience unless you pay for a different tier. Just like, and I say it with OnlyFans. With OnlyFans, you have some OF creators where, hey, pay me $10 a month, and then you can come into my wall garden. But then if you want to see anything else, you have to pay an extra fee on top of that. It's ridiculous, and people eat it up because what's the other option? Going back to cables. I mean, And nobody wants to go back to cable because everybody wants everything at their fingertips.
I say just watch YouTube for everything. I mean, you could find pretty much anything on YouTube.
And
You
you're
really
right.
can.
And then
You
there's
want to find
one
an old commercial from like 10,000 years ago? It's there.
YouTube has movies now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, YouTube's always had movies. And a lot of times, whatever I buy on, it used to be Voodoo, now it's Fandango at home. I get it unlocked automatically on YouTube. So that's, that's nice and all, but,
I miss services like that. Amazon Music, you used to be able to buy an album and they would put it on your digital library too.
yes, yep. I have a few that I bought CDs from them, and I don't know if I still do or not, because I don't use Amazon Music, but I had the CDs on my account in a digital form because they gave it to you automatically when you bought the physical copy. But I use a VPN because I would rather pay $32 for 3 years for a VPN, and just, if I want to watch, I did it for with WrestleMania. Hey, I'm in Canada now, and bada bing, bada boom, I'm not having to pay the $30+ for ESPN, or even for that, even for that bundle. I don't have to pay for that bundle. Because I'm already paying for Netflix. I can watch so much more stuff unrestricted with a VPN, because everything in the States is so expensive, because they have chopped everything up. Like, what was it in it? Let me look it up. It was baseball that was really bad. I don't know if either one of y'all watched baseball or not. How many streaming services do I need to watch?
I can only watch baseball in person. Baseball is boring on TV.
So to watch all, this is what Google comes up with their AI thing. It's to watch all MLB games in 2026. You generally need a combination of MLB.TV for out-of-market games and several other services for national/exclusive broadcasts. Key services include ESPN, including Plus, Peacock, Apple TV, Netflix, and a live TV streamer with TBS and Fox. And I don't know what's going on with Discord. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with Discord. I apologize.
Your overlay is like killing your thing or something.
Maybe.
You didn't have these problems last week.
Well, no, but I'm also I'm using Meld. So.
Oh.
Yeah. I decided to use Meld this time to give it a shot to see if
I was poking around on there, but it's kind of weird.
It takes some use. It takes a bit to get used to. So I am actually, what I'm not going to do is not going to have your webcam up. I'm going to turn that off and have your placeholder up. All right. There you go. All right. But yeah, I mean, I think that is, I mean, to watch all MLB games in 2026, you need like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, basically 6 different services, and I think that's ridiculous. I think it's ridiculous.
It's like most like baseball, football, it's all like that.
Yeah, I mean, I hate it. I think it's,
My girlfriend's family complains about it because they're from California and they have to pay for
yeah.
like all these services to watch all the games. That's it.
Yeah, I mean, streaming services are way too much and they're just getting higher and higher and higher. And I mean, it's also coming into games. Like we saw it with PlayStation Plus. How many tiers of PlayStation Plus is there now? How many tiers
Yeah.
of uh Xbox? We don't have that sort of thing. We do actually have that with PC. You have Ubisoft Plus, uh, and stuff of that nature. Not that anyone uses it on PC because it's stupid, but it is what it is, and it sucks. To be quite frank, it's absolutely sucks. I hate it. How many streaming services do you have, Beast?
We have the Disney Plus with the Hulu and the ESPN, that whole package. We have HBO Max, Netflix, and that's pretty much it. We have Paramount Plus. To keep in mind though, it's not just like us. Like we're not um, different family members have different
Right.
streaming services, and we kind of share throughout the family. So it's not like one
Yeah.
household is buying it, all.
Yeah,
But
And
yeah, quite a bit. I mean, pretty much mostly all of them.
I'm very much aware that
Crap.
I'm also very much aware that that some of these streaming services you also get with for Walmart Plus. You get Paramount Plus with Walmart
Yeah.
Plus for free. You also can, like, I know T-Mobile, you get Netflix with T-Mobile. Verizon gives you the ability to have certain streaming services with them. So, I understand that there are ways around having streaming services and not paying an arm and a leg for them.
Mhm.
But, yeah, just to wrap this all up into one little bow, you know, 10 years ago, 15 years ago, when streaming services weren't really a thing and you really just had uh, Netflix as your main streaming service, and you had services such as, at the time, Vudu or Amazon Video, that you could just buy episodes of whatever you were watching or movies of whatever you were watching, was so much cheaper. And like, I remember everyone was like saying, yeah, cable is going to be dead because of this. Cable is so much more because of this. And so everybody switched, and it's like, okay, that's fine. You
It's
can all switch.
it's
We're
came
gonna.
full circle.
It has, because now everybody's like, man, cable is so much cheaper than this.
Mhm.
Well, it's not even that as far as like cable used to be expensive. So they said, hey, we have this cheap alternative. It's called Netflix. So everybody got on board with that. And then everybody's like, oh, we can make streaming platforms too. So then they all make streaming platforms too. And then they all start merging together.
Yeah.
It's, yeah. And now it's like literally, in order to get anything, you have to pay about as much as it was to get cable originally.
Mhm.
Or if not more. Like, if I wanted to watch, because I watched a lot of YouTube, especially YouTube Shorts, and American Gods pop up every so often. If I want to watch that show originated on Stars. So I and Stars is always having some sort of really cheap deal, because there's nothing on Stars, honestly. Nothing that I know of, but I know that it came on Stars. So I, like, you know what? I'll pay $4. I'll pay $5 to have 6 months worth of Stars, no problem, and I get to watch this show. So I go to watch the show, except it's no longer on Stars anymore. It's like, well, where's it at? Oh, well, if you want seasons, you can only buy them on Amazon. Well, that's crap. I'm just going to buy the entire series on on Vudu or Fandango at home. Oh, I'm sorry, only seasons, this to this is available to purchase on this platform. It's like, dude, that's stupid. Like, why are you separating it like that?
That's what we had to go through when we wanted to watch all the Fast and the Furious movies. Back before they were all on Peacock, like, what was it like to watch like the first 4? You had to go on one platform, and then like up until like 6, then you had to go to a different platform because this is like these were too new, so they're on this platform, and it's like, come on.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Like I own all the Fast and Furious movies on. I will always call it Vudu because that's just what I know it by.
Yeah, I like Voodoo.
Yeah. I hate Fandango's new UI. It sucks.
I buy the movies physical, and then I put in the code, and then I get them on Vudu.
Okay.
Physical and digital.
Yep.
There you go. I remember when Walmart owned Vudu, and
did they?
Yeah, they did during
the
pandemic. If I'm not mistaken, they owned Vudu. So whenever you bought you would link up your Walmart account with Vudu. Whenever you purchased a movie at Walmart, it automatically gave it to you digitally into your Vudu account. So you didn't. So I had like crap tons of codes because I was already getting it. Because it didn't eliminate.
All work.
Yeah, they did because it didn't eliminate the code that was in there because the code was its own separate thing. So I had like multiple copies of the movie digitally. What sucked though is that, for those that are under the age of 18, you should not be watching this to begin with. It is way past your bedtime. You should have school tomorrow. But Vudu used to have adult content on its platform back in the day. And then when Walmart was looking to buy them, Walmart told them, hey, if you want us to buy you, you have to drop the adult content. So they did. They dropped the adult content because Walmart made them do it before they bought them. And they never brought it back. HBO did something similar too whenever DirecTV bought them. Not DirecTV, AT&T, when AT&T bought DirecTV, which owned HBO at the time, and HBO had like HBO Go or whatever, their original streaming service. AT&T made HBO drop all their adult content. So like that weird, like the weird sex and like the sex talk and all that stuff got dropped from their streaming service. So you could not find it anywhere. So it's weird. It's weird. Streaming services are weird. But
television was weird. Like they used to think after a specific time, kids weren't watching.
Oh yeah. Waking up at like 1:30 in the morning and seeing a commercial for Girls Gone Wild, Spring Break.
Can we just agree that like the FCC is weird? Just like their standards and practices of like what you can and can't say on TV is freaking weird. Like you can say ass, but only if it's in the context of it's like, bro, it's the same word. Come on.
Or if it's past 10:30.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If it's past 10:30, you can show a little.
It's a free for all. It's the Wild Wild West.
Like
you can show
size. Maybe get away with a boob.
Like I never understood. Like if I'm paying for, I can understand not showing me like an actual ass on free network TV. I understand that because it's free. Not everyone's paying for that. But if I'm paying for like, say, I'm paying cable, TBS or something, and they want to not edit it, that should be fine because I am paying for that service already. So
yeah, if I'm paying for a service, I better be getting.
You show me ass and titties.
Yeah. Yeah.
Give me full freaking beaver.
Basic instinct.
Oh God. Yeah, I mean, and that's so something that we're talking about streaming services, and even though it's not considered a streaming service, but it kind of is, and I touched this back on Voodoo. Beast, you use Voodoo. Do you use Voodoo, Twitty, or do you just watch digital or physical copies?
No, I have Voodoo.
Okay. Does it ever upset you whenever you go looking for a movie in your own personal catalog that they've changed the box cover or the box art? Like it
I haven't
absolutely.
exactly have that, but I did. What was it? We were using a streaming service the other day, and we were watching Hot Tub Time Machine.
Yeah.
But it wasn't the original version. It was the TV cut.
Oh God, that's horrible.
So it was like edited to all hell and back. And I was just like, why would you put this on a service?
Yeah.
It makes no sense.
And you're already paying a crap ton for the service, and now you're getting a less than stellar version of what you're originally paying for. And Beast, as a collector, I know you love box arts. I remember when you used to have a webcam and you used to stream all the time, you could see a lot of your collection, and you always would feature some of the box art, in the background. Yeah. Do you ever notice whenever you're looking like through your digital copies of movies on Voodoo that they've changed the box art? Or it's like, oh, okay.
They do that in real life, like in the physical copies though. Like when they re-release like Spider-Man 2, it's a different box art than it was when it originally came out. I mean, they do that.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but at the same time though, when I buy, and here's my counter argument with that. When I buy, let's say I buy Spider-Man and I buy it when it first releases, I buy that copy of it. I'm buying that version of it. I'm not buying a re-release version or anything of that nature. Cool Hand Luke, they've changed countless times. A lot of the Marvel movies they changed, which that one I don't mind because they've all made it like kind of like a lot of the Disney movies. They all kind of like changed to like a box art standard, where it's like a white background with the characters, and they have like some sort of paint color with the title of what the movie is in it. So it's like a standard. So I didn't really mind that. Fast and Furious did the same thing, but when you but when it's not part of a series or anything like that, and you just change the box art just to change the box art, that pisses me off. And if you're going to do that, at least give me the option of which box art I want displayed.
But that is the collector though, right? Like they want you to buy the new one, like because you're essentially you'd just be buying the same movie anyways. So like you're buying it for the new box art,
right?
So
right.
You can collect them,
right? But see, and that's the thing. You as a physical collector, you're right. You're buying another version of the movie, another physical version. You have two different versions of that movie. Digital, you don't get two different versions. You have that same version.
Right.
So, it's like you're not giving me, just let me choose which box art I want.
You're asking for too much.
I'm asking for too little that they don't want to give me because they're too lazy to put it in there. It's something simple.
I mean, are you that proud of your digital collection that you want to display it only when you have the app on?
Very much so. Very much so.
Nobody can see it until you open the app.
Well, no. Here's the thing. Today, I wanted to watch Guardians of the Galaxy 3. We just got done watching Guardians of the Galaxy 1 the other day. Wanted to watch Guardians of the Galaxy 3. Not saying 2 is a bad movie, but I like 3 better. I know what the box art looks like. So I'm looking for the box art. I'm not looking for the title. I'm looking for the box art because the box art's bigger than the title. Now I could search.
Aren't they in alphabetical order on Voodoo?
No, they're by purchase date.
Yeah, but you can sort that, I think.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
See, I don't go through all that. I just know I know roughly down in my list where it's at.
Refuse to read.
Rock's like, you make it easier for me so I can be lazy about it.
Who's got time for reading?
Like, I know roughly where that is at in my list, and I know what the box art looks like. So that's what I'm looking for.
You got that routine about you.
Exactly. I don't make me change my. I am old. I am 41 years old. I have a routine for a reason.
That's the tism.
That is the tism. Yeah, I mean, with the tism, you get routine, like, for sure.
Yeah. So, but I overall I do think that there is way too many streaming services. I think it's way too much. We've seen it coming into the gaming world as well, which I think that sucks as well.
I think here's a hot button thing to say. I don't think it's the streaming services that are the problem. I think it's just too many properties, too many like IPs.
Yeah.
Much like copyright infringement laws. You know what I'm saying? Like I get it. It's to preserve like your intellectual property, but I think we're not lenient enough with those laws. You know what I'm saying? Like we're not like people need to just go like, okay, you can use this, but we get a cut. You know, like instead of like, no, it's just mine, and this is why you buy my streaming service. You know, I don't know. It's just it was always weird to me. Like they like you know that IP crap. I don't know. I get it, but also at the same time, I think it's too strict. And that's why we have to buy a million different services to watch all the shows that we want to watch and movies.
I think how we viewed TV when we were younger is not the same anymore. We're no longer watching a product. We are the product. And because we are said product now, it's like, all right, how can we, because ads are what runs anything nowadays. You know, very rarely are you able to go on anything, whether it's radio, you know, Heather's Kindle, for crying out loud. When she has it turned off, it has displays for ads for different books on the display when it's turned off, and it cycles through. The damn thing is turned off and it's still showing ads. Walmart bought Vizio just so it could have the user data, so it could give you different ads on stuff to buy. We are the product now. We are no longer a consumer. We are the product.
Vizios are terrible TVs as well.
They are now. Yes, they are. So
it used to be top tier.
Yeah, I had one that I bought like a few years back. Worst TV I've ever had in my whole life.
TVs are garbage anyways. We just use our phones now.
Yeah, honestly. My first smart TV was a Vizio TV that I got from Best Buy. And Netflix didn't really work on it at all. Like, it was horrible. I had to keep signing out, deleting the app, reinstalling the app, signing back in almost every single time I wanted to watch something on Netflix. It was horrible. But this was also 2015. So 2014, 2015. So yeah. But yeah, I mean,
Netflix and Disney Plus still didn't work on Vizio TVs like I don't know, 4 years ago.
You got to remember though, you can always get a Fire Stick and jailbreak it.
Yeah. I mean,
I'm not condoning that. And I have never done that. Okay. I promise you, I've never done that. So, you know, don't come after me.
You could just buy it nowadays.
Yeah, you can. Honestly, you can. I mean,
They're
you can
everywhere.
Oh yeah. You go up to our local flea market,
So
and
many
you got
people went into business for themselves.
Yeah. You can go into the local flea market right now, and you just see all kinds of it, like all kinds of people doing that. So yeah.
Well, it's because the old people buy it.
Yeah, because it's easier, and it's you have some sort of all-in-one streaming thing that's on there that allows you to bypass everything. You know, you have every single cable channel in the world just about, and then different ways to watch live streaming services on there as well. If you, not that I'm with Beast, not that I'm condoning it, saying, you should go out and do it, but go to your local flea market. I'm guarantee you somebody out there is selling something like that on a Fire Stick that they have jailbroken.
Well, in a world where like you don't own it anyways,
and that's
really
what I was about to
stealing?
say. That's what I was going to say. If you don't own it, how can you pirate it? If you just,
Shit. That's a good point.
if
that's the biggest core part of the movement right now.
Yeah.
but then
If
there's
you don't
also
own it, then how can you pirate it?
but then there's also things like, well, if you don't lease a car, or if you're leasing a car, can you still steal it? I mean, it's not your physical property. And I think that's where we get into this digital versus physical argument again. Like,
Thanks, Nintendo.
I think it's different because you're talking about a physical property, whereas if, yes, I'm leasing this said car, or you could be leasing a car and you don't want to make payments for it anymore. You're now technically stealing it because you're not making a payment for it. Video games is something different. You're while you don't technically own it, you're renting a key or whatever they want to say. You're making a one-time purchase for a key that can expire at any time. When you buy a game, you're under the impression that you're buying said game, whether it's physical or digital. You're under that impression, regardless of what the TOS says, regardless of what the small print says. You're buying something that is interactive. With cars, it's different, and I think any sane person can separate the two, because that was always the counter argument, was the car argument. But streaming services, the reason why streaming services took off to begin with was because people got tired of paying huge amount of fees to the cable boxes, and they're like, well, I can get that same content over here cheaper, so I'm going to do that. And now it's the other way around. Yeah, exactly, with no ads, and now it's the complete opposite. So, all right.
Now you pay for the streaming service to have ads.
But yeah, basically. All right. So, real fast, as we wind down for the night, I try to do this almost every stream, or every podcast anyways. Twitty and I did this last week, and we're going to continue to do it this week as well. And I'm going to start off with Beast. We're all relatively small streamers. We stream on different platforms. We have content on different platforms. Either it's TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitch, Kick. So we all know what it's like to stream or have content hosted on different platforms. For someone that's just getting into streaming, that's been here for a few months and that's not showing a lot of growth, Beast, what would be a small advice you would give to that person?
Find your niche, niche. Find something that works. Even if you have to go through a bunch of different iterations of your content, find something that works, and when it works, keep doing variations of that thing. Keep doing that. And also grow thick skin. You need thick skin. Because people will say the most heinous things on YouTube and in your chat, and you have to be able to just get through it. You have to be able to just go, okay, laugh it off, because people will say the worst things to you and about you, and they don't even know you. So just remember that you don't know these people, and what they say can't hurt you. So yeah, just do so. Find some, keep trying until you find something that works, and then keep doing variations of that same thing, because that's what people want to see, and don't stray from it.
I agree 100%. Twitty?
I agree. Find something that you're good at or that works. Stick to that thing, do variations of it, And honestly, Beast taught me one thing early on. Consistency is the key. So if you say you're going to be somewhere at a certain time, be there.
Yeah. I mean, piggyback on both. I mean, you have to be constant. If you say what you're going to say. If you say something, do it, and have thick skin, because they're going to come at you. You can make a small mistake, and someone's going to make it into the biggest thing in the world, and they're going to try to drag you down, and it's going to suck. Play games that how you want to play. You need to be comfortable in your own skin, because be you. And I think that's the biggest thing. Don't try to be someone that you're not. If you're not an asshole, don't try to be an asshole. If you aren't a Call of Duty player, don't play Call of Duty games just because you see other people playing it. Play what you want to play. Play what makes you feel good. Play what you're good at.
I should reiterate what I meant is find something that works that you like to do. Like make sure that it's something that you want to do.
Yeah. Like, for instance, Beast is really, really good at Magic the Gathering.
Nope.
I suck.
Incorrect.
I suck at that.
Incorrect.
I
play Magic the Gathering. I am not good at it.
He's better than I am. He's better than I am. He's better than I am. But that's my point.
Better than a baby at being an adult. Yeah, I mean that's like you basically just said that. Like yeah, you can, if you don't play the game, of course I'm better than you. Like that's just a given.
But I mean, my point is, just because you see someone else doing something really good, or they seem like they're doing really good, doesn't mean that you should try to do the same thing, because you might suck at it.
You need to have your content. It's got to be your content, because if you're just doing something somebody else is doing, we can just go watch the guy who's been doing it for like a million years and is like known to do it.
Yeah.
You got to give people a reason to watch you, a unique reason.
Yeah, I mean, and that's my biggest thing is you be you. Give us a reason to watch you. Let your personality come out. Let your personality shine. You might not have the best headset. You might not have the best mic. You might not have the best camera. Or you can have the best of all of it, and your personality just sucks because you're not being you. You're not being authentic. You're trying to be somebody that you're not. And you're not going to get anywhere, because viewers see that.
But people want you to be genuine.
Yes,
so, like, I'm not saying like wear your heart on your sleeve, but like, people want to see your personality.
Yeah, people want to see you.
Be up to 11,
Be you, but exaggerated.
You
have be Austin.
You have to be entertaining, Like we all are exaggerated versions of ourselves when we're streaming video games. Nobody is talking like we do, Like I don't just play video games in my own time and go oh man, make jokes, like just and say weird things. Like we do that. For the
talk. I just don't crack as many jokes, but yeah,
yeah.
So yeah, I mean that's my advice. So I want to thank both Beast and Twitty for joining me tonight. Hopefully we can do this again. It's been a blast. God, I mean, Beast, been a while since me and you've been able to connect like this, and I'm so glad that we are.
On,
yeah. I mean, whenever, the chair's yours. So currently, real fast, again, we've been doing this for a hot minute, for about 3 hours now. So people might be coming in or people are probably here that wasn't here at the start. So where can everyone find you at, Beast, real fast? And what are you playing?
MTGonthePlay at YouTube. I play Magic the Gathering Arena. I do a lot of arena content. I also have another channel, SuperBeastGN, technically my main channel, where I just play Halo with no commentary, just Halo games. And what am I playing right now? Just Halo Infinite and Magic the Gathering Arena is what I normally play. But I dabble in other things every once in a while. But those are the main games that I've been playing. All
right, Twitty.
You can find me TwittyStreams everywhere. Pornhub, OnlyFans. I've been playing Diablo 4. I play a lot of Dead by Daylight. I do play retro games. I play everything. I'm a variety streamer. I just play whatever I feel like that day. But some things to look out for. Thinking about starting reactions back up once my voice comes back. And like I said, got a free key for Dark House Sonata. It's the guy who made Legacy of Kain. I kind of want to check it out. So I'm going to do a review on that.
And you can find me at Rock Roberts on everything. Some places going to be underscore just because of how things are. I am on my off time. I am playing Wind Rose, and I am going to probably start Streamer Life Simulator 2 here soon. I am also playing Kingdom Hearts on stream. Hopefully I'll be picking that up here soon too. But I want to thank everybody once again. Catch us back next week, or at least me, by minimum, next week, next Thursday night. And hopefully y'all had fun. Hopefully hosts have had fun, and we will catch y'all guys later. Thanks.